The D and Davis Show.
D and Davis, the show, taking you through this COVID-19 journey. Hopefully, we're going to be giving you some entertainment and some sports insight to help you throughout your boring day, as we all are basically working from home. To anybody that has a situation that can't work from home, we feel for you. And definitely 45 is going to send out a few checks.
You think?
Andrew Yang.
Oh, yeah. You saw when you saw when Romney put that on yesterday. I was like,
Yeah, I tweeted that out. Like, I think I heard this one before. Yang Gang.
But he said once though. Yang was talking about Alaska.
No. Well, from the sounds of it, I know real quick. I know we're probably gonna get to a little bit more COVID-19 stuff. But from the sounds of it, they talking about they were gonna pump these checks out until all this is over.
I need it.
So ain't no telling like when is this gonna be over. Probably
we need eggs and liquor at my house.
Eggs and liquor. Wow.
Eggs and
that might be the name of this podcast.
Eggs and liquor.
This episode. Eggs
because you need breakfast and food.
I need this
booze. You
booze.
need alcohol for these kids.
Need the booze.
Oh, Kenton.
That's crazy, man. All the families are back together, and it's like how to survive inside with your family. So this is your family. You should be able to find, but it's different. It's different.
I enjoy it. For the most part, it's gonna kill that poor Afton. But
not around you, bastard.
You also got to remember, a majority of the time, if they're sick or they're out, I'm the one.
Yeah, I know, right.
So to me, I can just get into tune out levels of abortion.
You're dealing with it all the time.
Yeah, but for her, it was like I had to try to teach her how to work from home today. I was like, listen, you got to put this app on your phone. This is how I'm gonna show you how to do this. I'm gonna show you how to do this, son.
And that's what these kids look like in daytime.
You put the Skype app there this way, and listen, until you gotta go back to your computer. You may not have to go to your computer. You check you run through your stuff there. Bam, I got you. My name is Kenneth Davis. You already heard him. His name is
D. Demond Spurl. Hey, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Music, Stitcher, what did I say? The World Inc. My God, you know I'm in the house too long. War on Anchor will kick you over to the YouTube, all right, and Spotify. We'll push you on YouTube eventually. And this podcast in general. Just simply search for the D and Davis Show and D and Davis The Flip. I'm on Twitter and IG at Demonz1. DEMONZE1. Ken's on Twitter and IG at That's Davis. Executive producer of the D and Davis Show and D and Davis The Flip, Ryan Bukoveski. Find Ryan on Twitter at Ryan B. Ski and on IG at Ryan B. Ski 1. And real quick, shout out to B. Pope, Brandon Pope. He is a reporter and journalist and co-host of The Jam, WCIU here in Chicago. I was on the IG live for the show's page, IG Live, yesterday. And talked to Little Bears. Of course, we're going to get really in deep in that today. But shout out to B. Pope for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Off the top. I got a hot take from off the top.
What you got?
Shouldn't we all get this?
Shouldn't we all get what?
COVID.
It's likely.
No, I mean,
no. Should we get it now?
No, you don't want to get it because we don't know if your system's going to be immune to it. You can get it again. Or you.
That's the point.
Yeah, I don't know if you should get it. No. And there's no vaccine for it yet.
Well, there'll be a vaccine next year.
Yeah, they tested something now, some type of experimental vaccine in Seattle or something.
Or was Bill Gates testing it in India? Did you see that one?
No, I saw.
You haven't seen that?
No. I saw that. So many damn conspiracy theories going on.
To say why
I think they said it passed phase 1, but it's got to go through 3 phases, and it's super easy to get something past phase 1.
This is what I was thinking. This COVID's now going to be like the flu. Correct.
It's just a different strain because
potentially
there's already
it's going to be seasonal
already out there.
Because
possibly.
Also, I think I was seeing something that talked about I forgot what flu it was, but what happened was this is in the past. After the summertime, like it went away at the summertime, but it came back even worse that fall. All right. So the reason I'm bringing it up I'm 20 years away from being 60. Shouldn't I just go ahead and get this while I'm still young so I can build up the immunities for it? I'm not saying I'm seeking it out.
I understand. I'm just saying,
but if it's going to be ongoing, shouldn't I prepare my body to take this on?
No, I don't think so.
I think the one risk is that it's going to constantly change and evolve.
But that's
so
why
you might not be able to really build up immunity.
I thought that. I won't be able to build up a total immunity, but my body will still be used to some of it. It's not going to be a total different strain.
I don't think you should do it because I think eventually, well, obviously they're going to have a vaccine for it, and this is probably going to, just going to get a shot when like, hey, come in and get this vaccine.
But the conspiracy theorists don't tell me not to take that shot.
Well, you got a lot.
When's the last time you got a flu shot?
Hey, listen.
When's the last time you got a flu shot?
About 2 years ago.
When's the last time before that?
You know what?
How often do you get flu shots?
Since Grace has been born,
yeah.
And Chanel is a teacher, we kind of get it. I think last year might be the first time I hadn't gotten it in a long time.
Okay.
I've been consistently getting it. Because when Grace was born, it was like, yo, dude, you got to get a flu shot. You got to get your shots before you come up here with this baby. I'm like, damn, I'm the father. Like, we don't care. Like, you go get your shots. I'm like, damn. And like I said, Chanel's a kindergarten teacher, so she's constantly around germ machines, which are called little
Kelsey.
kids.
I've gotten it for Kelsey.
You haven't had a flu shot?
The last 3 years.
Okay, yeah. So I think once you become a parent and you still a fairly young parent in a sense, I think you consistently kind of get it because the kids, they're always getting it. They're always getting sick.
She can catch your next shit though. I just thought it was hard being 1, 2, 3, blowing your nose and all that. 4 years old, it's time to buck up, kiddo.
Yeah.
Time to make
get a shot.
do.
Yeah, get a shot.
But anyway,
yeah,
that's my off
the top. So keeping on the same line with the COVID-19 coronavirus. In the NBA, I think the NBA season is just about done.
Nah, they gonna play the finals.
Brooklyn Nets, 4 players tested positive for COVID-19 and 1 player was showing symptoms of the COVID-19. So this is my thing. I always say sports are a microcosm of society, right? All the ill wills and all of the good things, right? There's probably, there's 30 basketball teams, it wouldn't shock me at least half of the teams had somebody with COVID-19.
Could be.
And the issue is how contagious it is. So once you're around one person, because go back to what happened up in New York with New Rochelle, the lawyer, whatever like that, he went back. That one dude, they think he's responsible for 100 people being contagious. There's one person. They think that, right? So you have 4 players on one basketball team. Just think at the odds and think at the ratios. It's probably throughout the league, and that means it's probably throughout the front office. The organizations as a whole, and also the referees. So it's out there, right? If you got 4 players coming back within the NBA, and the NBA is a lot smaller than Major League Baseball and football, as far as the teams and the size of how many athletes are or players are within the league, dude. And we're already being told by the government that, listen, man, this might go into July or August. They might only wrap up this season. There's no purpose. There really isn't a purpose. If you keep hearing at least 1 or 2 people from each team, possibly, not saying that's facts, but possibly that can happen. What's the purpose of having a season? Just go ahead and call it.
Money.
Dude, we've seen throughout in our lifetime major leagues not have a championship,
Strike.
the World Series
or something.
What I'm saying is there's precedent for a league not to have a championship.
But we already know they're going to come back in the summertime, and probably due to weather, this is going to die down during that period, and they're going to have the finals. They have the finals in June anyway. They're just going to move it to July.
But as I just said, from what's being reported right now throughout the government,
4 players got it, right?
No. Beyond the NBA, I'm just talking about us as a country as a whole. Mm-hmm. We're being told right now that this right here, the way that things are currently, could last until July or August. So why would you open up a league? Why would you play anything if the government's telling you, like, the way we're living right now, this social distancing and basically being within only groups of 10 people? Why would you have?
They've already said that they were looking at holding things at the Advocate Center. Okay. Like they're just going to do it without fans. They will finish this year. They'll finish. Like, they're not going to not have an uncrowned champ this year, especially the summer. Think about it. It's going to be probably easy. I mean, it's easier to do both as far as watch on television. But if we're going to be in the house, we're going to need sports in general. So they're going to cap that. Like, the NBA is going to cap this season. I think so.
Is sports? Hey, listen. Either one. You can be right. I can be right. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Right? We can't predict the future. Right? Go ahead, Ryan.
I'm just thinking, like, are so in the infantile of this. Like, how long does it last? Because if we get into June and it's still like as bad as it is now, I think D's theory might come to truth.
Listen, if we're in June, well, first it's going to get worse than what it is right now.
Yeah, we haven't hit the tipping point
Yeah,
yet.
so if we're in June and it's worse, yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I will say this, but if we get to June and it's lessening and it's looking like what China, it's looking like what China's looking like.
Then I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, no doubt.
And I mean, now we all know that America missed stopping this as early on, but now even with Orange Face, we've seen how like. He can't even lie. Let you know someone's cracked.
He's still lying about it.
Well, I mean, like the
biggest
the real lies.
Yeah, I'm saying
he's gonna lie.
This is a hoax.
But the real, where's all the hoax stuff at from 2 weeks ago when you should have been serious about this?
My son called me, asked me, "Daddy, is this real?" I said, "Yes, son, it's real."
So if you're, so let's just say if the moves that are being made now, if they are actually help benefit us in 2 months. Yeah, I see the NBA.
But this is the thing, though. I don't even think we're doing enough now. You still got people on vacation going to beaches and partying. And these getting to the point now with San Francisco and New York is saying, yeah, y'all have to do shelter stays or whatever. I can't think of the term. Basically, keep your ass in the house.
You mean curfew?
In a sense.
Martial law.
In a sense. Not to that extent just yet.
It is.
It's getting close to that, though. It's like martial law light. You got Bud Light, Diet Coke. This is like martial law light.
Martial law free.
But I don't think we've even got to the point where, I mean, we're still telling people, don't go on trips. Don't go to the beach. Don't go to the bars. Matter of fact, the missus told me a lady walked up in their school and they mandated this by the state. No kid can leave early. Nobody can just walk up in the school and get your kid, right? And lady was like about to go off on Chanel. It's like, nobody can tell me when and where I can't go to come get my child. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But Chanel was like, well, it's mandated by state. How did you even get in here? You know somebody supposed to even get in here. What I'm trying to say
They're out of
is,
school now, though, right?
No, they are. But I'm talking about Monday.
Okay.
This happened Monday because he had to go to school.
Who sent their kid to school on Monday?
So you had about, I think she said about between 7 to 10 kids in school.
That's ridiculous. Like, what was going to be the difference between Monday and Tuesday if you want to be safe?
Well, it depends on the person.
The parent had a few more days alone.
Right. That's facts.
Or they had to go to work and they couldn't get off. Man. That's a big thing too. So my whole point is, I feel you. I mean, but we can do that. But I just don't know. It's kind of like we still telling people to like don't do things. Like a lot of people are still not taking this as serious as they should. And the people still not taking it serious as they should.
Can I go to the liquor store?
It's spilled.
Am I not taking it serious by going to the liquor store?
Hey, you going? Are they doing curbside service?
Out of Kenwood.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe Kenwood should.
I had a bag.
Kenwood probably gonna be closed.
Huh?
Well, how many people are in there with you?
You know damn well they're not closing Kenwood.
Hey.
How many people are in there with you?
It was only like 3 customers.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
and the staff. Like it wasn't.
I mean, but listen,
No shame for you.
Huh?
No shame for
I'm
you.
not shaming you. I'm shaming you for drinking that nasty shit. But I ain't shaming you.
I'm not hating on you calling it nasty. I'm not caping for White Claw.
Wow, the rare uppity D.
Oh, come on,
You don't
man.
see this.
Come on, man.
The swill that he swallows.
He's dirty D.
No, right?
I have my limits.
How can he be uppity when you're dirty?
I have my limits, and I ain't drinking that stuff.
I was going
100 calories, bro.
offer you one.
No, I'm okay, man.
I got a couple in the car.
No, I'm all right.
Fresh from the liquor store.
No.
Tried to get my medicine. Line was long as hell. I was like, I'm going to the liquor store. I'm on my way, guys.
I sip on some tequila, but yeah, man, I don't know where it's gonna happen. Can
If you ever want to like get out the house, I'm right around the corner.
Yeah, we went for a walk today. We took the dog for a walk. Little family.
Let me
walk.
ask you guys. Let's say right now they're going to cancel the season. How big of a deal is that?
I mean, for me, it's not.
Yeah, because
I live my life.
Yeah, right. Hey, people,
These dudes ain't helping me do jack.
people be hitting me
Do you
up.
get a crocodile tear for LeBron that he missed his best chance?
He's been there like 30 times. He's all right.
Right.
He's okay. I ain't crying for LeBron.
I'll probably cry for Kawhi.
I'd be mad for D Rose because D Rose never had a chance.
This is probably the Clippers' better chance, I think.
Well, everybody got first.
Well, everybody's been saying this is LeBron's best chance as the alpha to win one.
Man,
Nah, he fine.
y'all keep putting ages on LeBron, man. He's still gonna be out for next year.
Yeah, he fine.
Right? Like
He's only what? Is he 35?
35.
Oh yeah, he fine.
Yeah, he can do.
fine, he's fine.
He can do what he's doing now until he's 37 easy.
37, 38 probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And so I'm just saying this level. He can play till he's 40. I just mean at an MVP type level.
Right.
He can do this for 2 more years.
Yeah. And listen, as Ken said, I have other things in my life. People hit me up from 9 to 5, like, man, what's going? How you feeling, man? You have any sports? I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all right.
Facts.
Hey, fellas, I do a pop culture
Have you heard
podcast too.
the flip?
I know, right? Like, I do a pop culture podcast.
I love sports. I will miss baseball
Oh yeah.
for
my
what
God,
we were
I got
expecting to
these
take
season
place
tickets.
this year.
Got these season tickets. I got to call.
When's your first game?
May 15th?
Yeah,
Canceled.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
But
we only got 2 games in May. The next, I think we did really kind of ratchet up. Me and Tony,
But-
we have season tickets for the White Sox. And I think it's kind of ratchets up in June.
But no, I think that's going to be sad, especially with the White Sox just signing these players and now they're going to get this free year out those. Damn it. Damn it.
Oh, I did bring this up on the flip. The WWE with WrestleMania, it is
Yes.
it's getting removed. It's getting moved down to the Performance Center. So they're going to have the thing I was telling y'all about, like empty arena kind of a thing, but it's going to be at their like training facility.
Shouldn't have that.
You're fake. No, you're fake.
Shouldn't
You
be-
know what?
You shouldn't be sweating. Even though I did enjoy
no.
I woke up Saturday or Friday morning. No, Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and watched the UFC fights from the night before.
What did you think?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and I said the same thing about the
But they
WWE
shouldn't have been
thing.
doing it, though.
They probably shouldn't have been doing
Like
it. But
that's a lot of sweat and blood and all that following her. Like
the
that's
whole WWE thing, like last night they had Monday Night Raw. Or Monday they had Monday Night Raw, and last week was SmackDown or whatever like that. And I was and y'all can get on me about this. I brought the simple fact that I would probably like to watch the games with no people in it. It was the same kind of thing. It was like nobody, and I was like really. It just for some odd reason I was like focused more on what was happening in the ring and what they were saying. It's like no distractions. It was
combat
very weird.
sports-
I liked it.
With combat sports, though, I think it's different because now I'm taking the WWE out of this. But like for instance, like with the UFC or boxing, I mean, I don't think it's as important because you look at the fans, but you kind of don't need there's not like rallying cries,
Right.
and chants or
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
But like baseball and basketball, it'd be interesting where the fans are kind of into it.
They're a part of the game.
They're kind of more a part
Well,
of the
so
game.
it's same thing like
It'd be-
WWE.
Yeah, WWE. That's what I'm saying. WWE. I think fans are kind of more a part of it. It'd be, but like for instance, like I said, with the UFC, I didn't even notice it really watching it.
Right.
But again, if I was a boxing match, because I think you get wider angles, and plus it's ropes instead of the screen, you can see the fans more. Because
Yeah.
sometimes in boxing matches, I do fall off and looking at celebrities that are there at the
Yeah,
big
very
ones.
true.
I'm like, oh,
And
so-and-so's
they
there.
make a point of showing them
Yeah,
to you, too. So
I
it kind
do-
of throws your
yeah,
brain off a
but-
little bit. But with the WWE, the way they were shooting it, it was almost sort of like a television show. But the way they were shooting everything, it seemed a little different. I was like, wow, I'm kind of into this. So they're going to move it from, was it Raymond James? What's the name of Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah, Raymond James.
Raymond James Stadium. They're going to move it and they're going to put it into the Performance Center. And they're going to have just straight WrestleMania in an empty spot. So I'm very now intrigued because I kind of liked it. I'm intrigued to see how it goes. But I'm with you. It's a lot of money they're losing too. But they're trying to get something.
Oh yeah,
You're trying to get something.
You can still put it out there.
You might get a quarter of what you're going to get based on the
Have
subscription
you guys
base,
watched
but-
any of the NFL Live on ESPN?
No.
No.
Have you? So you haven't seen how they've been shooting it, right?
No, I haven't seen
No.
it.
They've all like basically everyone's at home, or they're at a table and they're sitting at different ends of the table. They don't do any shots of them standing. They have the cameraman.
Oh, like a big table
Yeah,
or
the
that? I've
cameraman
seen some
circles
stuff like
around
that.
the table. Now you get shots where they catch the cameraman. You can tell they don't mean to catch the cameraman, but they're trying to just set it up.
Television is being changed by this.
They
Think about
have
that.
to because
Yeah.
you don't get that last shot where like all 4 people are standing. You know they all use it. No
Radio wise, I've been listening to a lot of people are doing remotes. Somebody's at home, somebody's in the studio. They've been doing that. So
Yeah.
everything's kind of listen, we talked about this on the flip. Our lives are probably gonna be permanently changed by this.
It has to be.
It's just gonna be that next
Especially if this is
level of
ongoing.
this- especially if it's ongoing.
this is a seasonal
and we don't know
thing.
if it's a seasonal thing. It might come back. Yeah. Go ahead, Ron. I'm sorry.
No, I think the other thing too with watching a game is kind of at first it's going to be really interesting because you have like kind of that curiosity level. I remember that White Sox game like we talked about with the Orioles. I really wanted to see it because there's
Yeah.
no fans.
Yeah.
But I think after like if let's say they start playing again after like a month of that, I think everybody would be like, man, I miss those damn fans.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, you miss the simple fact that possibly you can be out there.
Also,
That's what's going to
But I
happen.
think
It's like,
when
damn,
you
I
get
can't
late
see it. I
into
can't go
games,
there.
the fans invigorate you.
Right. Late
They
into
are your
games,
second wind.
Yeah.
2-minute warning or
Yeah,
something.
dude. Like,
you know,
the fans
basketball
give
rally late.
It gets you amped up. That's what the difference
because
is.
we're a part of it.
Yeah, so-
we are a part of that. We're not a part of what's on the court or on the field, but we are a part of what's in the seats as fans. Yeah, and our brain is definitely going to be like, damn, I wish I was there. I wish I can go there. Yeah, it's a huge part of it, man. Our life is changing.
I just hope that I'm doing my best. Like I dropped off something for my mom, and because she was like, "Yeah, I want to see the kids," I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna put this in your mailbox, and I'm gonna let you know you can look at the kids from the car. You need to take this serious." Her and my brother is fighting cancer. Again,
Is
I
he
don't.
home yet?
Yeah, he's home.
Okay.
So I got a cousin with heart issues. I got an uncle with a defibrillator attached to it on top of his heart. Yeah. So it's a lot of people where, as far as like, I'm not coming in contact with you, like,
Right.
period. Just in case. I don't think I have it, but we aren't coming in contact because you're not going to get it from me. My only thing is you take it serious. You know, like, that's my thing. Like, are you, to my mom, like, are you taking this serious enough? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I know you're not sickly, but still, like, that's again why I mentioned that. I'm like, yo, should we just get this joint? Like, cause I don't want to be scared of this at 60 something. Like, I'm like, oh snap!
I mean, you should still be scared.
But I will have
influenza.
built up immunities though, natural built-in immunities.
I don't know. I think
It's like the flu.
I just think now they're probably gonna come up with some type of shot. Think about all the things we went through in our lifetime, which is kind of crazy. We haven't had a pandemic.
That's what I was saying.
Like, this is 1918.
Yeah,
It's been 100 years.
I mean, as far as anything similar to yellow fever, polio, like we've never lived through anything like, because everything was solved basically.
Yeah.
So we were getting shots as kids to stop from this stuff until people stopped vaccinating the anti-vaxxers.
You think about it, we was probably getting shots of getting the measles and the mumps, stuff like that, but that was at the tail end of it.
Dog, do they even get, like, I got
They're
the
probably
chicken.
getting it now
Did you get the chicken pox?
I never had the chicken pox.
Did you you didn't have the chicken? You did? I had the chicken pox. I'm about to say, but I feel like
I never had them.
I feel like that was the end of them.
Yeah, that was the last
Like
one.
the 80s. I feel like
I haven't heard of a kid getting chicken pox.
I know when I was a
time.
kid, they came up with the chickenpox vaccine,
Vaccine?
but I already had gotten it.
how old are you? I mean, what year are you born in?
89.
Okay, but that's like, I feel like, because you said 89. I probably had the chicken pox when I was in like second or third grade.
I never had
And
them.
it took, because our neighbors had them, and they got them. They went to St. Philip Neri. They got them, and we got them. Me and my brother got them from them. And I mean, I had them everywhere. I had them in my mouth. Yeah, like
You had a bad case of them.
oh yeah, it was. Listen, as a kid, I was pouring calamine lotion all over my body.
I'm itching. This nigga stop. How long did you have them? Real quick. How long did you have them?
I would say it was probably a week, maybe a week and a half, but probably like a week. Yeah, a week. I mean, it doesn't bother you. I would say it bothers you probably for like 4 days, maybe.
Oh no.
I mean, it's just itching. I'm more
I
worried
never
about.
had it.
I'm
I
more
never
worried about
had
the
it.
shingles that I'm opening up to later on.
Yeah, that's
than the
that's very
chickenpox.
Yeah,
That's
very
for
for real.
But
That's what
you
I'm-
should be fine from shingles because you
No.
had the chicken pox. There's nothing more than an adult version of the chicken pox.
No, I think if you have the chicken pox, it leaves you open to get the shingles later.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I believe so.
All right.
I got it off the top.
Oh, what you got? Oh, the top.
Got a question. I heard this on sports radio. I thought it was a good question. So we're all kind of quarantined right now. We're all supposed to be inside our homes and not really
Let
going
the hair
out.
down though for the quarantine.
Oh yeah. For the people. Besides your family and like the people you live with, what is one thing that you need while you are in quarantine to get through it?
Food.
But
cable.
something a little
Besides- we said
specific.
besides-
Something specific.
Cable. Like an MFO.
Just cable?
I mean, I need entertainment. I need entertainment. I need something to take the rush away. Are you talking about like
I'm kind of looking for specifics.
The
Like,
liquor.
I need a TV show. I need a movie. I need
Oh.
a specific food. I need kind of specifics to get through.
I have to think about
You know what would be crazy for me if I didn't have it, and I'm blessed to have this in my life, and be able to get it. I have a nice house and I have a gym. A lot of people I know putting on Facebook like maybe they shut the gyms down. I like to work out. That's my thing
that's
to
a good
do.
one.
I would probably be going crazy if I couldn't go to the gym. If I was like living in an apartment still, or I didn't
Like all
have-
you had to do was like push ups.
all I'm doing push up, I would go crazy. I just probably I'm talking to Chanel to try to drop down to just give myself 20. Like I just gotta do something. I like the lift. I like to work out. So for me, it probably be working out. Food wise, I'm not a big foodie, so
Well, we know with you, it's just the garden vegetables.
yeah, I'm fine.
As a foodie, it doesn't
Bananas, maybe?
It doesn't even bother me right now. As far as I don't have a taste for anything actually. So it's not the food.
Well, some people might need a
as long as I have
specific
sustenance,
item.
as long as
of
I have
food.
sustenance.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
I mean, probably like
Some chips, maybe.
I think for me,
I like chips.
I need to have the gaming system. If I'm going to be stuck inside,
that's a good
I'm
one.
going to need a gaming system.
You know what? How
and do
about
some
this?
gaming.
Just the internet. The internet.
Internet would be big.
The internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everything's
If it was like
fascinating.
really simple, internet and either the PlayStation or the laptop.
internet
through.
probably the internet.
internet and elevators.
Elevators.
You're in quarantine. You're not going up.
What the
and
hell
down.
you get an elevator in your house I don't know about?
Oh, not that type of not that
Don't go in that closet.
not that type of
Ask the
not
elevator.
that type of elevation.
Oh, okay.
Or should I say additives? Yeah.
Drugs. No.
Get out of here.
No, I don't take drugs.
No. Yeah, I'd probably say the internet. I mean, the internet is probably more.
Be honest with you.
It's probably
You know what I really need?
more needed than
During
some people
quarantine?
water.
What you need?
I need my family.
See, that's why I said no family.
Yeah, you said no.
You already get that.
I know, but it's to me this actually works
How's it work? How so?
because I like my family.
Yeah, I hope everybody do, but they
Nah,
don't. Though.
everybody don't.
No, they don't.
People love their family, but they don't like to spend
like
time
I
with
like,
their family.
so for me it's like
Hey, I told you, man.
great. I'm saving gas.
Yeah.
Once Trumpino starts hitting me with those checks,
Oh yeah. Shout out to Yang. No. I think I definitely think so. I mean, like I said before, man, people are saying like how to survive a quarantine with your families. Like, damn, you should be able to make it, but a lot of people don't. You know, that's the craziest thing. A lot of people spend more time with their coworkers than their families. You don't say,
And they prefer it that way too.
and sometimes they prefer it that way. You know what I'm saying? You come home, you eat, you sleep, you do something on the weekends, and you're back off of work.
that's why people had a work husband and wives.
That too. I
gotta get away from you.
Yeah. And then you're not used to having kids. You're having your kids around. I know at the 9 to 5 we got like a little Slack channel going. It's like, man, I feel so bad for these teachers. I got to try to teach my I got an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old at home. I don't know what to do. Like, yeah, because you ain't raising them for the most part.
That's the best part about after being able to get off, because that's one.
You wouldn't have been able to do shit.
I'm really good with stuff, but when it comes to like the educational part, she's better with that. And I was like, yesterday, had to work. I was like, you guys gonna need that tomorrow when Mom starts instituting the lesson plan. I was going back and forth with his teacher today about what to do, because when they said come in on Monday, I'm like, dude, I'm not sending my kids no. What I gave, and I didn't have to. I gave daycare half of pay. I'm like, here. Like this is
something for you.
here's
But that's
something
good that
for
you did that because it's small business.
But
That's
she
something that's good.
didn't appreciate it.
Oh damn!
Like you, listen. I'm feeding.
Only
you couldn't
half?
give us the full day. I'm feeding
Only
them.
half?
I'm watching them. You ain't doing. When they was on strike, you wasn't getting the jack. It's the same way.
Right.
Now you know what it is.
Old cheap ass Davis.
Damn right, son. But you know, again, to me, if having to be able to be around them. And I guess also being healthy. I think, man, that's one thing we don't appreciate, being healthy. Because if we weren't and this was happening, it's like
That's scary.
Like even us being around each other. Even I mean, it's not the same because after it was like, yeah, you guys are gonna be around each other and all this, and it's like whatever. I was like, we
got a good distance.
we do elbowing, we doing elbows or whatever. I mean, I don't like as long as you don't go around your grandma, I'm good.
I gotta drop something off, but I'm gonna just give it to my mama.
Okay, that's the only thing because I'm not gonna be around anybody that's old. I'm just not.
Yeah.
All right. I care
Thankfully,
about
my grandmother doesn't have any kind of respiratory issues, but she's still in that age.
Yeah, it's in
bracket.
that age where there's no reason to risk it.
You see, some grocery stores are only having senior citizens hours.
That's good.
Yeah, they should do that.
They should.
Like I said before, man, I'm kind of worried about this even going further because everybody's not pitching in. Everybody not pulling their weight.
I mean, when we saw that when people were partying this past weekend, the fact that they have to say to stay out the bar is ridiculous. Like that, the common sense tells you not. The common sense says we shouldn't be going. Like
It's that young and being invincible.
hey, you know, times is bad when you
think
see
you are.
Golden Corral doing pickup commercials.
Damn, really?
Yes, this today. I saw one. I was like, damn, when they start having that, right? It was like, just pick it up. I was like, oh my.
Pick up buffet.
Right?
Pick up all you can eat.
Defeats the purpose.
I never been to Golden Corral. Is that what it is? Like
I've
a whole
been-
country buffet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one.
So I've been to one in Carbondale.
I don't know if they're around.
Oak Country
They're in
Buffet?
the suburbs at least.
A Golden Corral.
Yeah, I just went to. We took Kenton and his friends one on his
Where-
birthday.
where at?
It's one out there. It's one in Indiana.
Oh,
Like right by like River Oaks are in Indiana. It's not that far.
Okay.
It's one right there.
And if you like
'cause we went to
breakfast-
so anybody know Sky Zone in Indiana?
They do breakfast?
Yeah, Sundays.
Okay.
Really?
I don't know enough. I only been twice or maybe 3 times.
Never seen one of
But
them?
this was the first time I've been in 15 years, about a month or two.
How'd you find out about this? Y'all Googled it? I already know about it.
You know, the lady take care of all that, tells me what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
I'm older now. I just go with the flow.
Right. Corral, 7 o'clock, be
I was
there.
like, man, sometimes you just got to shut up.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was like, believe me, I like to talk.
Right.
But I realized now I just need to be quiet.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
Yeah, but so we went out there. The kids really enjoyed themselves. Dude, I
good.
ate ridiculously.
Was the food good?
Fried chicken went bad. Ooh, fried chicken was.
It was better than.
You know what I did not like? And it was one of the things I was like, when you sit there, like I've never experienced great prime rib in my life. Their prime rib, and I'm like, because I asked the dude, he was cutting. I was like, no, cut that part right there, and it wasn't. It was well done.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, this is supposed to. I need a little bit of pink in this joint, right?
Oh,
so I don't even
okay.
know if I haven't had great prime rib. And I'm going there. I was like, oh yeah, I'm about to get me some prime rib.
Is that what they known for? Their ribs?
That's one of the things. Well, that's one of the things that they advertise, like on Saturdays or something, like they like seafood and prime rib or something on certain days.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool, they got the prime rib in this joint. I'm about to have me some prime rib, and it was the worst thing that I actually put on my plate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and how the dude was cutting up the steak, he was cutting it up like a dang idiot. It was like, what is your, like he was just cutting it up weird. It was like, dude, you're not doing this. You're not good with that blade right there, brother. You got to step your blade game up. But yeah, I guess again,
What can you expect from Indiana? Come on.
Facts. I'll leave it at that.
All right, come on back. We're going to go ahead and jump into free agency. And the Chicago Bears are making moves. See if y'all agree with what we think. D&. Davis Show.
Hey, this is Rich Campbell from the Chicago Tribune, and you're listening to the D&. Davis Show.
Continue to count down to free agency. A number of big-name quarterbacks potentially on the move. This tweet from Ed Werder. Bears are focused on acquiring Andy Dalton or Nick Foles, both veteran quarterbacks who have played for either Matt Nagy or members of the coaching staff. There's a sense in the organization that Mitchell Trubisky should be forced to compete for the starting position. I think all of us have had that confirmed by one source or another. Lewis, what do you think in regard to Matt Nagy and the direction that they may go in quarterback here?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question that Matt is going to want to apply as much pressure to Mitch Trubisky this year to really find out just what he's made of, and rightfully so. Because I think at this point in time, given the rest of the roster and the state of that roster as recently as a year ago, it's 2 years ago, in 2018, this is a team coming in 2019, I personally thought, and I think many people thought, was going to take a jump. If Mitch could take a jump, it was going to be right there in the contention for a Super Bowl berth in the NFC. He has to find out what he has. And look, the extremes, right? The extremes, prosperity and adversity. That's where we find out what relationships are really like. We're going to find out what that relationship's like between Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. Because people have different stakes in it as far as this quarterback is concerned, and they got to find out what they have.
That's right, and the locker room keeps you honest from a front office perspective. You have a championship defense right there on that side of the ball, and at the end of the day, Trubisky isn't good enough. They have to bring somebody in for their own credibility. They have a chance to win, but right now they have the 4th best quarterback in the NFC North.
You think Bridgewater wants to go to a situation where he's competing, or he knows he's the automatic starter?
Well, if he's confident in himself, he's a much better player than Mitch Trubisky.
Boy, if I'm Matt Nagy, I'm going, get me Nick Foles now.
And I'm saying perhaps Andy Dalton, natural connection to their new offensive coordinator, Bill Lazor, connect the dots.
D&. Davis, we are back. NFL
Free agency, baby.
Free agency. Listen, man, the NFL said, you know what, all this COVID, we gonna come to the rescue, sports fans.
Screw pushing back our league starts. Hey.
Well, all right, talking about that.
We're here.
The NFL did want to push back the league start. The union did not want to. The union's players didn't know how everything's going to be a month from now. They said, why are we going to wait when it could be worse? Players were nervous. They wanted to know where they're going to end up. The NFL asked the union not to have free agency right now. The union said, forget that.
Well, you know what? This is the thing, though. I know one thing with the NFL free agency, you got to do your physicals.
Yeah.
So, I mean, going to a doctor, I think that's all right. It's not as if you're about to go somewhere.
Do you trust
else.
that doctor, though?
I mean, I would think so.
But I'm just saying
I
now,
would think that you should.
Your doctors aren't are the ones doing it.
Oh,
I mean,
somebody else. But but I think I still feel kind of like I think
I'm
I'll
sure
be
your
okay
doctors are reviewing
if it's
what their
medical
physical is
yeah.
doing.
Think about the
Medical
guys
professions.
that draft wise. The guys didn't get invited to the combine. They don't have medicals on them. So now
I'm sure they can go somewhere.
No. Again, I'm not denying that.
Right.
But there's a certain level of trust, and that's why you pay a certain person to do these things.
Very true.
So you don't know the level of professionalism that these other doctors may. Also, we're asking doctors to do stuff that they may not do. As far as, listen, I need you to check for this. Like, yeah, you're a doctor, but are you a doctor that's used to checking specific for things related to the task that I'm asking this person to perform?
Do you think it could be that maybe, not that medicals are ever overrated, but maybe that process of having your doctors and your team is maybe a little bit overrated?
I think next year you're going to see where players that don't do anything, where players still usually get their medals at the combine, there's going to be more people they're going to have to open that up, really, because you can't wait. You don't know.
Just in case something happens.
We live now. Hey, next month we may be at home.
Yeah. Right.
So you're going to have to go and figure out a way.
Let's get everybody.
That's it. Or regional.
Yeah.
We're going to do it regional. It's going to be regional to where we can get these medicals. Because, man, now it's not the $15 million players. It's the $1 million players that you're worried about.
Yeah.
But, again, free agency is open.
Yeah.
Here in Chicago.
Got Bears.
Bears, you got first. Danny Trevathan was re-signed. Inside middle linebacker.
Hold on real quick on that. Were you surprised by that?
No, I thought that was probably going to have to be the way because Nick wasn't going. They won if you
I thought Danny was kind of on a bubble if the
I said it on the show.
He was
actually.
for sure.
There's a couple of things I want to toot my own horn about.
Yeah, go ahead, toot.
I said Danny Trevathan would be back because of his age. That if he was 20, he's 30.
Okay.
If he was 27, he probably wouldn't be back. But he's
priced himself off the team.
Yeah, he would have priced himself out. And Nick Kwiatkowski, even though he got that nice deal from the Raiders.
Yeah, he did.
But the thing is, we still know his limitations here. So you don't even want to put yourself in that trick bag. My guy got re-signed, Roy Robinson Harris.
Yeah.
They put a tender on him, rather second round tender on him,
which no one's going to do.
Exactly. Right. No one's giving him a second round tender. Giving up a second round draft pick. Then we saw that they went out and they brought in Jimmy Graham, which I thought about that last week. When he got released, I said, you know what? This would be a Bears pickup.
Really?
Because he's not going to get, even though he got good money for tight end money.
$9 million guaranteed?
For tight end, tight end money, it's not bad.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to get Jimmy Graham money. Because he hasn't been Jimmy Graham since year 2 with Seattle?
If we stay on Jimmy Graham right now, the only problem I have is I think he's definitely going to be the best tight end on the Bears right now, even though his deficiencies and he's going down as a player. But do you want to spend that much money on Jimmy Graham? Because you look at where he just came from in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, they thought maybe you get something more. They wasn't even willing to pay that much.
Yeah. A lot of people are wondering if
you really overpaid for him.
They're wondering if maybe the Bears were the only market for him. He would have retired because nobody would have given him a job.
He's 34 years old.
He wasn't going to retire. He could have got. He still could get a check. He would have been.
It wouldn't have been with the Bears.
He took his ass back to the Saints before anything for just pennies on a dollar. I'll say this. I will say this. Jimmy Graham isn't going to be a world beater. He's going to be better than what the Bears have had.
Absolutely. Walking in the door, best tight end in the building.
But the last two destinations when it comes to Seattle and in Green Bay, he's played for
Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but those quarterbacks are some of our premium. I will pass this ball to anybody quarterbacks.
True.
Like he hasn't been where it's like I'm focusing on you. Those guys get the ball out. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So your number, you said your number's gonna come down.
His
regardless.
numbers are, but he lacks the explosion that he had.
It's a combination of both.
He lacks the explosion that he once had. But some of it is the systems haven't been focused on. We got to feed our tight end to where here getting into this Andy Reid style system that the tight end is a major focus. That there may be a chance to benefit him, especially looking with.
And I like Demetrius Harris too.
Yeah.
Who they brought in.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, the only thing, I tweeted this out. Like, okay, fine, with all these signings from the Bears. All right, not that high on Jimmy Graham, but okay, fine, you got him. The weakest link is still on the team. And it's Mitchell Trubisky. But now you got to try to see, to your point, you have somebody who you can keen on in the tight end position that will help him out. And let's see what happens with the offensive line. What are you smiling for? What are you
So I was
smiling
talking
about?
to a friend of mine. I was saying about how you make mistakes, and I was going through. I was going through when we were on the score around Christmas time, and I said that I thought that Ryan Pace knew what the truth was
About Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, really about his team, but in particular Mr. Trubisky. And when he came out and this was like the day, 2 days before they gave the press conference, or the day that we were on. And I was like, I'm telling y'all that they know it's not right, right? And he came out and stomped me down with, we're sticking with Mitch. He knows what's up. Because
Does he know
you're not
what's
trying to
up,
sign
or does he know what's up, or did Matt Nagy finally win that battle?
But what did I say too? Matt Nagy is not going to let Ryan Pace kill his career with that quarterback.
We have been saying that for a while.
Yeah, that he was going to be like, dude, I'm not dying on this hill. This ain't my guy. This is my career right here.
Yeah.
And you see, when they were going to give Teddy Bridgewater the starting job,
if that was true. But
No, well,
did you guys hear?
It was reports the Bears were talking to
I think it was
Teddy Bridgewater.
Dog, that was Florio and Brad Biggs confirmed that.
They was talking.
But did you
to him.
guys hear
Yeah, but
Dan
also-
McNeil on the score?
No, what'd he say?
Reported something today pretty interesting when it concerns Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay.
He said from an unimpeachable NFL source that he's trusted and said is always right about the Bears, said the Bears have offered Teddy Bridgewater at least what the Panthers have in terms of money and years, but Bridgewater's camp, however, fears Trubisky's presence and an open competition still.
I can understand that. Because still,
So they would not have given Teddy the starter job outright when they were in negotiations.
I don't necessarily think that's what that totally is. I think the fact that, for instance, they're getting rid of Cam. For anybody who doesn't know, Teddy Bridgewater has signed with the Panthers
for basically the money that the Bears were offering.
but it's his job.
True.
Because they're unless
They're
they
done with
draft
Cam.
unless they're getting Tua, that's his. He got 3 years for 60, right? That's his job. Here, as long as Trubisky's in the building, there's always a chance. If I get hurt, it's his job. You can mess around and get Nick Foles. As far as with Gardner Minshew, you know what I'm saying? Where you got a new deal, you get hurt, and they like, dude, you out. We're keeping this kid right here or whatever. Where he knew going there and they're getting rid of Cam, he doesn't have to worry about that.
Well,
the pressure is off.
Panthers are allowing Cam Newton to seek a trade.
And he's not happy about it. He came out and told them, F your narrative, basically. Stop making it seem like this is mutual. You guys are pushing me out.
Okay.
He came out and he posted that on Instagram.
Well,
All right.
any thoughts on Cam?
I thought, didn't
Yes,
I text
yes,
that?
yes.
I text Cam. I was like, we gonna get some Cam on.
Oh, yeah, you did text that.
Yeah, we gonna get some Cam.
I mean, I don't know.
Cam said he wanted. Listen, 2 things. Cam said he wanted to come to Chicago, and
did.
Cam's
Visited,
walked past D.
He did.
And he visited here.
So clearly, if he walked past D,
I mentioned that on
he's gonna be here.
I mentioned that to B Pope on the JM's IG page. I said yes.
How long
I
were you
saw
on
him.
there?
I was about 20 minutes.
Okay.
15, 20 minutes.
Well, let's say that he's an option. Is he the best out of Nick Foles, Andy Dalton? Because you might have to give up the most for Cam compared to those other two.
I don't.
But assuming you're going to trade for a
I
quarterback.
have no Andy Dalton desire.
I know. I would rather. Well,
I said before Nick Foles. I've told you before that I know you don't do the Nick Foles. I would do the Nick Foles, but
Not
if you
at
tell
all.
me I can have Cam, and the thing is,
But let's say Cam is like a second round pick versus Foles is just like a 4th or 5th.
I'm gonna give you that second, baby.
Ooh, baby.
I'm gonna
For
give
Cam?
you that second, baby.
would you really give up a second round pick for Cam
I
Newton?
think it's a 3rd.
Well, I'm just saying. Like,
No, I
let's
don't give a
say
shit, but,
a little
I mean,
bit more.
Brady-
even if would you would give up a second or a third for Cam Newton right now?
I mean, I would consider it.
Yeah, I would consider it because I mean,
Over
put it like
outright
this.
signing
Put it like this. You
Case
know what?
Keenum,
Over Mitch Trubisky.
Keenum, I'm sorry.
Over Mitch Trubisky.
He's already signed, brother.
Yeah, Case Keenum. Yeah, he signed already.
He signed right.
Like, that's the other thing. Who's the quarterback out there?
That's
that you
what.
want?
And listen, when he got signed, I was like, yes, they can't sign Case
Right.
Keenum.
I was
happy about that.
yes.
But Nate Sudfeld, he's probably coming on.
all
down.
we need is James to take his ass to the Chargers. We need somebody to get that Chargers job
Did you
out the way.
guys see the thing that like they graded his throws and they counted another 20 and dropped interceptions for Jameis? He could have had 50.
Yeah.
God, that's
The problem
That's
is
incredible.
Our biggest issue is
That's incredible.
The Chargers, because I don't think
Will the Chargers trade?
They're
for
not getting
Cam?
time?
No. That's what I'm. See this? Okay, so look at it. Cam's getting traded. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
I guess depending on what somebody give up.
unless
I mean,
he's-
or he's
nobody
gonna get
wants to
released.
trade for him.
Or he's going to get released. It's one or the other.
Probably.
They've signed their quarterback. He's not going to be the back. You're not going to kick.
Okay, so let me ask you this for everybody out there listening to the Dean Davis Show, breaking down NFL free agency. Talked a little Bears. So we're
gonna get back to Bears. We're gonna get back to Bears.
But it's still all.
This still is Bears.
It's still all tied into Bears. Okay, so what's more likely, or what if you was a GM, King? You always say like put on your GM hat.
Clink.
So would you? How long would it take for you to go ahead and release him? Or when is the date to release him if you know you're not going to get a trade or a
they're
pick
gonna
that
release
you
him
want?
by. They seem like they're trying to help him, so they may release him in a month if he doesn't have a trade. But the thing is this: they told him to go out and get the trade. So he may not, but again,
You go find somebody.
that's
that
what they
wants
told
you.
him and his agent, go find a trade for us or whatever. Now they have to still accept the trade.
Oh, no doubt.
But push comes to shove, they're not going to open up camp with both quarterbacks. Again, Teddy signed that job we were talking about here in Chicago. Because he doesn't want to have someone behind his back. He doesn't want a Taysom Hill behind his back. He wants to have, this is my job at least for 3 years. I'm sure they told him they may draft a quarterback. That's the former offensive coordinator for the Saints that was down there at LSU. Their passing coordinator that's now the offensive coordinator with the Carolina.
Right.
So he knows kind of what this guy wants as far as the passing style. They're going to have 4 wide half the damn time, basically. So they were looking for a guy that's accurate. Because one thing about Cam's not accurate. Let's not act like...
No, he's not. I'm not saying he is.
It's all bouquets and roses, but...
I'm not saying he is.
If you're telling me the guys out there, I would probably be interested in Cam and then Nick Foles. I mean, I'm with you on like, I would prefer not to get Nick Foles, but again, we basically, if we're talking about a guy that started at least a minimum 12 games, we had the worst quarterback in the NFL last year.
I agree with you.
And one thing, when you see the fact that the Robert Quinn, we did mention the Bears brought in Robert Quinn.
The DN from Dallas had about.
I figure we'd go to defense after we finish up.
Go ahead.
But the point that I'm trying to, the Bears, it has clicked that they are in the championship window, quote unquote.
Absolutely.
And that either you're going to waste this, because either you get rid of Khalil Mack or you say I'm doubling down.
Yeah.
And they sit
doubling
there
down.
and we let Leonard Floyd go. The lots, give my Ryan Pace point. Ryan Pace isn't lying to himself as much.
Right. Okay.
That's the thing. He looked at Leonard Floyd, a guy he moved up to get, and he knew he was going to have to pay him. He's going to have to give him 5 years.
He's understanding
if
the
he's going to get that
mistakes that he
$13 million tag down, he's going to have to give him 5 years of guaranteed money. Well, not guaranteed money, but 5 years of employment with probably 3 years of guaranteed money. And instead of keeping a guy that had never reached the plateau that you desired, I'm going to go get somebody that's done it already and put that guy outside of Khalil Mack to re-up Khalil Mack. I think Khalil Mack not talking after games last year spoke volumes. Because he was really letting me know this ish ain't cool.
Right. And even with his performance, it wasn't like out of this world. And you wonder if maybe he wasn't motivated enough.
Well, he was like, I'm not about to try. Listen, we're not going nowhere. I'm not about to try.
And the thing
now, he shouldn't do that.
Right.
But I understand.
And you think about it, though, even with the team not, even the defensive side of the ball not playing as well, they were still one of the top defenses in the league.
Yep.
So you think with a pickup like this for the Bears defense, that's going to help. But to go back to real quick to the quarterback, you brought up the simple fact of we still waiting on the Chargers to see what they do.
Yeah, but they messing us up.
So Tom Brady is going out to the Tampa Bay, the Chargers.
Supposedly he doesn't want Tampa.
Really?
Supposedly he wants
I can
LA.
understand why not. I can understand why not.
But I've heard reports say that he actually want to stay east because he lives up in New York. But then you had the whole thing about his production company, which is probably going to more likely be out west.
It isn't. It's in LA.
Yeah. So is it going to be the Chargers? I was throwing out there for a while, maybe the Raiders, but now Marcus Mariota
And the
has signed
Chargers
there.
need him so badly. They need a draw.
And also, I've been hearing that it's not the simple fact of he wants to go somewhere to automatically win.
Yeah,
because I don't think the Chargers are ready to win a championship. Although
not that far away.
the NFL, you can always flip it really quick.
Listen,
if you could protect Tom, they might be there.
You forget if what's the name? If Bosa's healthy, they still got what's the other down lineman?
I'll get you.
They don't got a kid from Illinois on that team. He's down there at Texas.
They did.
All right.
I can't remember.
But then they got the hybrid safety that was out all last year. Derwin James. All right. Then the problem with them is you got to go get Trent Williams if you bring Tom Brady in.
Right.
Like you got to remember. Listen. Phillip Rivers was throwing with his back to the line, just flinging that bad boy away while he was running away, basically. Like, a lot of that was he heard steps.
And D, to your question, can they? They got the 7th pick in the draft. I bet you they can get Trent Williams if they really wanted to.
Ooh, I'm not giving you the 7th pick for
Hey, but if you wanted it,
you get
if
this
you
hot
wanted
second.
him,
You get this hot second. I mean, when you see what happened,
I'm with you.
Because we were talking about. I mentioned on here that DeForest Buckner was going to be up out of there because they was going to keep what's his name, Armstead or whatever. And you see, dog again.
Melvin Ingram was the other defensive lineman.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When you see that the Colts gave up a first, 13 for DeForest Buckner, the first
21. Oh, the pick, yeah, that was the 13th pick.
Which, I mean, I get it, but they saying
that's a lot.
They doubling down like we about to win.
Yeah,
but case in point, getting back all the way back to what we're saying. Look at what Phillip Rivers did. He went to the best offensive line in football.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
I'm tired of y'all beating on me.
This is after the fact that Andrew Luck is out of the league, but now they shored everything up, though.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this? Jacoby Brissett.
But
do the Bears want to look at Jacoby Brissett?
They can't really.
Colts had a decent year
They
last year.
can't trade him. Because you're going to really say that Phillip Rivers is going to be healthy the entire season?
That's true.
You basically need to, and he's
only a 1-year deal.
15. Because he got two. It was a 2-year deal that he signed last season. It was 15 per. It was a $30 million
For Jacoby?
deal. Yeah, for Jacoby. So he's getting 15. But I would think you hold on to Jacoby in case Phillip Rivers gets hurt. Because are you going to
Phillip Rivers is gone next year because it's a 1-year deal.
Unless he plays well and they give him another year, especially behind that line. We don't know. Listen, it's a chance Phillip Rivers, but his arm isn't the same as it was. You know what I'm saying? But I would at least hold on to Jacoby for a year.
Dope is going to help.
I will hold on. Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I will hold on for Jacoby for a year just in case Phillip gets hurt. Because what are you going to do? You're going to bring in a rookie to play behind Phillip Rivers? And they're clearly, both of them are looked at as being stopgap guys in Jacoby and Phillip Rivers. So we know now that Indy's going to be back into looking for a quarterback in the draft. They're not in the first round this year. So maybe they would grab somebody in the second round, perhaps this season, or maybe I would think they would wait until the next year to probably look for that guy. But still, I would hold on to Jacoby Brissett.
Do you guys think with the Bears, going back to their quarterback situation, are they potentially opening up to drafting a quarterback? Because now they have to trade basically for a veteran.
It'd be in the 4th.
You said the Bears?
Yeah.
Oh, I said it. I said this also too on would be Pope. The Bears need to draft. The Bears need to sign.
But do you
That's
think
been our motto right here on the show?
But right now, it looks like for them to get that veteran quarterback, they have to trade for it. Do you think that means that they maybe shift their idea and thinking, let's draft a guy instead?
See, I guess so, because I don't want to give up a draft pick for Cam. I don't want to give up a draft pick for Andy Dalton. I'm not trading.
Especially when you have none.
I'm not trading a pick for them. I'm not. I'd rather wait.
That's what you're going to have to do now because the guys are signed that you may have signed.
Yeah.
Well, Tom Brady isn't signed yet.
No, I'm not arguing with
Shout out to my brother-in-law. He's told me, we talked today. He said, I'm telling you right now, DeMond, the Bears are going to sign Tom Brady.
Listen, I was watching
I don't know about that, Tony.
on ESPN. What's the older gentleman that's on the NFL Live? Had cancer, unfortunately, beat it.
Oh, Chris Mortensen.
Chris Mortensen said that there's a secret team out there. He said, I don't know if it wouldn't be a secret if I told you because I don't know. But I would think they're saying that it's almost double-digit teams that felt around. Part of the reason Brady came out today and said that he's not going back was to let those teams know he's not just playing around with them.
Yeah. Hey, what you got?
Yeah, because all those teams are like, why are we going to invest this effort in you if you're going to go back to Belichick? Yeah. And that was him saying, look, I'm not going back. I'm open. I'm not fearful that the Bears may kick the tires on Tom Brady. And listen, the Bears bringing Tom Brady, I'll do a little jig.
Yeah, no doubt.
That'd be great.
But how much does Tom Brady want a year? How much are you willing to give for a 43-year-old quarterback?
It's probably about 25.
25 a year?
Because I think
how much he was willing to give?
20.
Yeah,
21.
21. I think Brady knows he has to. I think Brady knows he has to leave a little bit of money, kind of like what he's doing in New England, but he's going to get paid more because if he wants to win, you're going to need to be able to spend.
Could you imagine the NFL and the sales of the Chicago Bears jerseys? They had number 12 and Brady on the back.
There'd be a lot of primetime games.
It will be in the COVID year though that we get Tom Brady.
Right.
Like we can't even go and enjoy it.
Well, I think the NFL. Oh wow, I think NFL is going to be fine if maybe with COVID. Maybe with COVID.
Not because it's prime time during flu season.
Spring ball is done.
I'm about to say everybody gonna start playing their sports during the summer.
Yeah. I know. It's hot outside. Jesus can't stay out here.
Everybody, because dude, if you're saying that for the foreseeable future during flu seasons that we may have to go under lockdown, dog, at least for the next 2 years.
All right, Ryan, you said you want to bring up defense, right?
Yeah, let's talk about, I guess, the big free agent, Robert Quinn. First of
what
all,
else?
I wanted to ask you guys, how surprised were you that they cut Leonard Floyd and brought in Robert Quinn?
I was not shocked about Leonard Floyd. I didn't know about the signing though.
I didn't know.
I didn't think about that.
I think.
I didn't think they'll spend that much money on a DN. I didn't think about that.
I think we knew for like the last week. I mean, I posted something about them getting Vic Beasley and letting him go. Like, I forgot what they were rumored to be going after, but I was like, basically,
Beasley's in Atlanta, isn't he?
no, they let him go. He just got signed.
Yeah.
He just got signed to.
Oh, did they?
He's a Titan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they want him to be.
Tennessee's going.
Yes.
Ryan Tannehill. He's a Titan.
They franchise
He got a 1 year
tag
deal.
Henry,
He got a
right?
1 year deal. Yeah, Derrick Henry got franchised.
Yeah.
But
They going for it.
I thought that they didn't. It seemed like they didn't want to bring back Leonard Floyd. I always think about Robin Quinn. I think about Sam. What was the kid from Missouri? First kid that came out. But anyway, because they were both rookies that year with the Rams. Because Quinn, Quinn was the one that snapped.
Yeah, I
It
forgot
was
about
like, whoa, they didn't know they had that kid. How good that kid was going to get. So I always,
Michael Sam.
yeah, Michael. Sam,
I
thank
said
you.
Sam Michaels. Michael Sam.
I was going to say Sam Hurd, but I was like, not dope.
No, not Pusha
Dick.
Man. Not Pusha Man.
You wait for Friday, sir.
But still, so again, looking at what he did last year or the year before, really the year before last year with the Cowboys. No, I think
he didn't do too
He
much.
had 116 less snaps than Khalil Mack, but they had the same amount of pressures.
Yeah.
And 11 and a half sacks.
And again,
That's
we're not
gonna help.
asking him to be the alpha.
Right.
And
Just
you're
win
talking
those
about-
single blocks, just like DeMarcus Lawrence taking on that double team.
Bears did lose Nick Williams off the line,
Yeah.
which
Went to Detroit.
Well, again, listen, with the depth, again,
Hey, maybe you get a nice compensatory pick, just like you
Didn't they get a
maybe
fourth
with Leonard
round pick
Floyd.
for him?
No, that would be for next year.
that'd be a big
Okay.
next
The
year.
fourth round is for Adrian Amos.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But no, I like it. It's a win now thing. You would like the fact that if Leonard Floyd could have played to the expectations on the youth wise, why you would have liked it, because it would have been a guy that as Khalil Mack started to decrease, you would have had this young guy coming up. But it lets me know that they're not just taking their fans for granted and this window of competition for granted.
To your point, how you're saying Ryan Pace isn't lying to himself. You know, he might kind of lie to himself, but he's not as delusional as we think. How many times when talking about Leonard Floyd, what did he always say? Great in coverage. Great in coverage. Great in coverage.
Yeah.
They signed a guy that has no business covering.
Whoa.
He is only coming after the passer.
Is it what I have up here? I was about to go to it. I was about to go
Real
to it.
quick, breaking news. D mentioned that 4 Nets players were contracted COVID-19. One of them is KD, Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant was tested positive for COVID.
You catch it, you ain't even playing.
That's what I'm saying.
Touching
dude.
everybody.
It's super
Kevin, quit
contagious.
touching me.
Sit your ass back.
So I'm curious to see which player had who was showing
You know
symptoms.
who probably had it?
Who was showing symptoms of it.
That's probably why they got Kenny Atkinson asked about it. It's like, you up spreading all this. Look, what if Kenny Atkinson has it? He at home right now with no job and he got COVID. Like, you sons of
Yeah, Kevin Durant among the 4 Brooklyn Nets who tested positive.
I know Kyrie
for
got it then and KD got it.
Coronas.
You know Kyrie got it all in that shoulder impingement.
Yeah,
Man,
right.
This shoulder full of coronas.
And he's just going to have corona forever.
You too, I'll tell you, bro.
He is though.
All right,
Like, why you can't play now? Cause Kyrie got corona back. And the world flat. Damn it, Kyrie.
Well, I'm sure all 4 of the guys.
But do you guys like the Robert Quinn signing?
Yeah, absolutely. To free up pressure and let Khalil Mack
$30
do
million
what he's gonna
guaranteed
do.
over 5
And
years.
also too,
so-
listen, based on what you said, the numbers right there, how much of Abisu was down there in Dallas. Now you be able to play off of each other.
Yeah, but
you ain't
can
got to
he
worry
play
about
in
Mack. You got to
coverage?
worry about him.
Can he play in coverage though?
I mean,
they're running a 4-3 cover 2 basically in Dallas. All right, when you look at the old Bears,
yeah, he was a defensive end.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
defensive.
straight defensive.
He's not. I, mean, I look at his weight. He looks like he can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, just looking at that
Can
style,
he keep
of
up with a
play,
running back?
Yeah,
Or keep up with a tight end?
Oh, yeah, or a receiver
Or
for
a
brief amount of time. So that'll be the interesting thing. Because again, what you said about Leonard Floyd and what Ryan Pace said, Leonard Floyd,
Coverage.
he could cover. He could cover. He had that type of ability,
He just couldn't sack.
which is what you want out of that type.
Man,
of
if
guy.
you see Hicks and Mack on one side of the defense and you got to shift everybody over there, this dude should be feasting
Yeah, he
on
should
the
be.
outside.
Or and if he feasts on that side, it's like, damn, we got to switch it back over.
I mean,
Boom,
think about
there
it.
you go,
we're
Khalil
saying-
Mack.
Real quick, we're saying Akeem Hicks, Eddie Goldman, Roy Robinson Harris,
Bilal Nichols.
Bilal Nichols. Then on the edge rushing sides of them, you have Khalil Mack, and now you have Robert Quinn.
And up
And
the
you're
middle,
still Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan.
And real quick,
that front seven is going to be nasty.
and it takes now it's not as pertinent. I'm not saying you don't need to. Whoever's going to replace Prince Amukamara
And
because
Clint Dix.
that ball is who cares? But that ball is coming out. Like, you can replace Clint Dix, right?
He threw out a tweet basically saying like it's in the sense he was going to get with Bears. He's going to resign with the Bears.
But the thing
Clinton
was,
Dix?
but the thing was with him,
He's cheap.
He was. That's what I'm about to say. He was on a prove it deal. He didn't prove nothing.
Right.
So
I mean, but you know what?
Who are these teams out here that's feasting for safety?
But he could probably. But that's my whole point. He probably is going to get resigned.
I don't think I'm in agreement because he didn't perform to a level where it's like, man, we gonna have to sign him.
He's familiar with him. He has his teammate in the back. I mean, safety back.
Hey, if that front
Jackson,
seven is as
College
nasty
College
as it
teammate,
looks, you should be able to get by.
That's why you need a quarterback.
Right?
Yeah.
And a run game.
The quarterback keeps, but you know what's gonna help the run. But I'll tell you this: you know what's gonna help the run game? Jimmy Graham and that quarterback. Because one, you're not going to be keying on stopping the run as much when you have a tight end, you have Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson got to get re-signed this year because he's on a 1-year deal.
Soon,
yeah. But you have Allen Robinson, who is really basically a stud at receiver.
Yeah, he's number one.
They're going to draft a receiver.
They have to.
Yeah, and he's going to be a burner.
Hopefully.
He's going to be a burner. Like, so whoever now that second round is looking clearer because you don't have to draft a tight end in the second round. Remember, so for instance, a kid from Notre Dame, probably not going to take him.
Would you though? If he's there, let's say
I would
50.
get the tight end in the fourth round. I would
still consider getting him.
So who are the second round picks we're thinking right now? What positions I should say?
It could be a cornerback.
Yeah.
And these are some of the...
From what I hear, offensive tackle is pretty deep in this draft.
That's what... what I heard... See, that's not true. I don't know why the last week that's kind of permeating more. Because that's not you. That's what I heard this morning. I was like, oh, this is a center guard draft.
That's what I heard originally.
And me, because for Regal Radio, we've done some draft stuff.
Yeah.
This is center guard draft. And now, all of a sudden, this last week is... And that don't happen like that. Usually, if it was a tackle draft 3 months ago, people were like, this is the tackle draft.
But it does happen with some play. Like Patrick Mahomes, he was like a late first round, and he was skyrocketing that last week.
Not that. My only point is not the one player, but the depth of a draft.
Sure.
Usually when we know like a receiver, we all know this is a receiver draft like that. But usually this wasn't a tackle draft. But I've heard that the last few days. I'm like, when did this shift to this is a tackle draft?
True.
But listen, if they can get a good tackle, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Believe you me, I'm all for it. But so again, they need offensive linemen. You haven't replaced Kyle Long,
right?
Mm-hmm. So
you might have a couple guys on the roster, maybe if you, depending on how they like them.
They're going to get a receiver. I do think tight end is on there, but I don't think tight end is high now.
Yeah,
So
and I would think quarterbacks up there too. In the second round,
not after seeing that they're definitely going to bring in someone to start. We can play. Listen,
I think they're looking more developmental most.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's why I think that now we look at they don't have a third round pick.
Jake Fromm in the fourth.
Ooh, don't. If they bring in Jake Fromm, I would jump on you. But I look at but see again, I don't know. I wonder, and I think it'll be third round. I wonder where Jalen Hurts is going to go because the people he initially is a fourth rounder, but has been jumping the second round.
Yes,
but I wonder now. But the thing is, most people now are taking care of the core. The one thing that hurts a lot of these guys outside of Joe Burrow and Tua Tagovailoa,
what about Love?
Is that it's too many quarterbacks on the market this year. Because a lot of teams would be like, we had to listen to draft, right? But a lot of teams aren't going to waste the first 3 rounds on a developmental quarterback when they just brought in a Tom Brady, a Cam Newton, a Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get less teams in the first. Not to say they won't take these guys, but when they're trying to fill in slots to really benefit them this the upcoming season, it's going to be a lot less teams willing to give up a pick for a developmental player.
I was gonna throw this out there to you before we go on to the next segment. Who do you think right now? I can get two options, not two options, but you can give me 2 options. Who are the 2 quarterbacks you think right now that the Bears are willing or probably going to sign?
I think it's the 2 names we don't like: Andy Dalton, Nick Foles.
Yeah, I think Cam is in there though.
I
know
think
you
he's
said
lower
2.
than them, though.
I don't know.
I would say he's
because if you
third
got
on
to
their
trade,
list.
this is the thing. If you got to trade for him, then I think their preferences would be Folds or Cam as far as in this system when we talk about the RPO.
I agree with the system. I think Cam comes with a higher price tag, and that's why they're looking. And again, they got that Bill Lazor, and for some reason that matters a lot to them.
I don't see, and I'm not denying you that I think he comes with a higher price, but I don't think the price will be scary because he's coming off of a foot that isn't even ready yet.
Yeah, like if you give up a fourth and maybe a future pick next year, that's reasonable.
Again, I know he's old, man. Calais Campbell's got traded for a fifth, and you know he's gonna kill in Baltimore.
Yeah,
right.
I love that trade.
Yeah, a fifth.
I know. I couldn't believe it.
Tell me I can get Calais Campbell for a fifth.
I mean, we talked about a couple of years ago.
He's
Defensive
34,
Player of the Year,
but he's 7 feet. I mean, basically, the dude is 6'8".
And with how many different ways they play defense, they can find a role for this dude
Absolutely
to play
can.
big time.
Absolutely, they can.
Just be in the middle and take up space.
They blitzed like 50% of the time last year. Let you know, like how they had to. That's how we look at that defense as being a good defense. That was
true.
All right.
Martindale was blitzing the hell out of everybody.
All right, so you said Nick Foles and
Or 50% of their quarterback
Andy Dalton.
pressures.
Andy
was on.
Foles. Okay, who's your guy? 2 guys? Nick Foles and Andy Dalton too?
Yeah, I agree, but just to flip it, I'll say Nick Foles and Cam. But it should be Gardner Minshew.
I think it's probably.
I don't think the Jags want to get rid of him.
I know, because he's a baller.
Unfortunately, I think Nick Foles is going to be probably one of the two, and
I don't think it's unfortunate.
I
Dude won a Super Bowl. Y'all be bugging sometimes, man.
No, not me. I would like Nick Foles.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this one. He won something.
Hey, all you're getting this year is a bridge to the next guy. You're not looking for any.
Oh, really?
future.
A bridge?
Yeah.
Who's going to be on the other side of that bridge?
They got a draft again. You know it.
They too bad. I mean, they're too good. They're too good to draft somebody that damn good. And you trust their evaluation when it comes
Next
to
year, you're
quarterbacks?
fully loaded with picks. You can't trade up. Ryan Pace won't trade up.
He gonna keep on trading up. You know what? You
next
notice all the people he traded up for, they suck.
3 first-rounders have gone down the trash.
Go get Justin Fields.
They're lucky Roquan Smith is going to be
Trevor
good.
Lawrence is going to be the number one.
He number one overall, no doubt.
Go get Justin Fields. Go get
Hey, I wouldn't hate that at all. I'd love it.
Kirby shouldn't allow them to walk out of Georgia.
Listen, I think it's
love
a
Justin Fields.
black eye on the front office to not tell Teddy Bridgewater it's your job. Listen, Mitch ain't it.
Yeah,
you
but-
tell him, it's
you know what?
it's your job.
That may not be totally it. Also, if Mitch is still there, you're not telling me what I want to hear.
But I don't
because
think Mitch
you may
is
go
going to
back
be
to
there
your
probably
guy
next year.
No, but he will be here. Mitch is going to be here this season regardless. You see, Teddy,
I understand.
Teddy went to the place where they got rid of their quarterback. And also, don't look at it as far as Teddy didn't use the Bears in his negotiation with the Panthers.
Oh, no doubt. Oh, I'm
because
sure
as
he
soon as the
did that.
Panthers
Oh,
heard
I'm sure.
he's
I'm
talking
sure.
to the Bears, it was like, let's get this done.
Yeah. True.
Right?
Hey,
so
Cam,
it's like,
you can
what are you
find
guys
your
going to do? Are you going to do this or what?
And I
Listen,
think another thing,
go
too,
ahead.
is
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
Teddy Bridgewater is obviously better than Mitch Trubisky, but he's not any type of long-term
I
solution
feel you.
whatsoever. Like, you're still going to need to draft a guy to compete with Teddy down the road.
And what happened if he get hit?
Right.
Like, we still acting like that's not Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
Like, he played 5 games.
Right.
What about 16 going to 17 next season?
we haven't seen him play 16 since he dislocated his knee.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, listen, I think that's valid. I just think based on the deal that Carolina gave him.
Hey, I'd be
you
happy
had-
if it was here, though.
Yeah,
Jumping for joy.
And if Mitch is on his last year of his deal, you give him a 3-year deal, and you tell him, "Hey, don't worry about that dude. It's your job." I think he probably could have signed.
And
it.
next year, it looks
he
like
may
a
not have
quarterback
preferred
heavy
it.
He
draft.
may not have preferred
He
it.
may not have
That's
preferred
100%
that.
true.
Like,
He
that's
may
not
have
enough.
preferred it. So no, I think Nick Foles is definitely going to be probably in the mix of it. I think it comes down to who are the Bears? What are the Bears willing to trade for a veteran? And that's going to be Andy Dalton or Cam Newton. So,
And I think they're looking at giving away next to nothing for both of those. For either.
This is
any.
what I was going to say. Also, I'm giving you a draft pick from next season.
Sure.
I'm not giving you a draft pick from this year.
Yeah.
you
I'm
ain't got
giving
nothing
you-
to give, basically.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, if you want to give away one of those like extra picks in the 6th or the 5th or whatever, go ahead.
Fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I guess. I
mean-
put it like this. I'd rather trade for Cam than I'd rather trade for Andy.
Yeah, I'm with that. I like Cam much better.
I'm Cam Nick Foles over. I just, to me, Andy Dalton. I know that team has
That team was hot trash.
So it's not all on
the
him.
organization was
but
hot trash.
when in the playoffs, he never excelled.
Yeah.
No.
So like Sherman Lewis doesn't get props for. Yeah, they didn't go past in the first, but for some years they were making the playoffs.
They were.
But
Absolutely were.
He's a great mid-tier quarterback.
He's a B-C guy.
He's a C+ dude. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A hard C+ dude with red hair.
Damn.
Flashes of B-.
Yeah, but like I'm like that. I'm least interested in him. Like, cause I think he just has losing all over him. Now, I hate to say that, but I don't see the Carson Palmer.
And he's 32 years old.
Renovation, like Carson Palmer got that losing off of him, and then went to Arizona, went to the Raiders, then went to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
But still, like I don't see. And let's not forget he had BA with him, Bruce Arians with him down in Arizona.
Oh, absolutely.
So, but I just don't. I don't want anything to do with that. I know this. I don't want to see Mitch Trubisky start in the beginning of next season. It's no reason to waste any of our time playing. And shout out to today with technology, with fans not being as stupid, because I think we can hold management to a higher level than what we could at the past.
Dang
and like,
straight.
yeah. So like, like everyone, dude, when those Bears fans were in there booing Mitch by game 3, it was like, you hear that?
Yeah.
It's not a game. Like people are telling you right now, like, dude, we don't like this. So I'm happy with what Ryan Pace, and probably because of my man, Matt Nagy. Shout out to the Nagy clause.
Oh, we'll see.
Just coach your ace off this year.
He better.
Young
Run
fella.
the ball.
Hard. And that's definitely a draft pick. They need to go out and get a bruiser. That's what they need to do.
Does that open up Jonathan Taylor, second round maybe?
No.
Still not there, huh?
Not taking no. Dog, we got too many holes. Listen, Jonathan Taylor is going to be pretty good his first 4 or 5 years, first 4 years in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying.
But dude,
I know. I would rather have a wide receiver. I'd rather have an offensive lineman. I'd rather have a defensive player.
That can take the top. Somebody has to take the top off for Khalil Mack and for Graham to be able to maneuver underneath. You need a real look. Even with Miller, it'd benefit him, but you need a guy, dog, that's a straight burner. You need to go out and get him. That's what you have to do in this draft.
I'm with you.
Coming back, we're going to continue the football talk. Dean Davis Show.
What's up, everybody? It's Cameron Smith from CBS 2 Chicago. You're listening to the D and Davis Show.
But how shocked were you that Bill O'Brien made that deal?
I was shocked. Skip, I believe if you look at, and I think Bill O'Brien is a good coach. I don't think he's great. But him as a general manager, this is what he's done. He traded away Jadeveon Clowney and didn't get a first-round pick. He traded away D-Hop and didn't get a first-round pick.
Nope.
Let that sink in. Now, the Minnesota Vikings got a first-round pick for Stephon Diggs. Name the GM that says Stephon Diggs is better than DeAndre Hopkins. And they got a first-rounder from Buffalo.
They did.
So it just goes
By the way, point out, Bill O'Brien is the general manager.
Yes.
Thank you.
So he's a good head coach, but he's terrible at being a general manager. Skip, he basically gave DeAndre Hopkins away for David Johnson.
He did.
And a second-round pick.
Okay.
Now, you better get one of these receivers and hope they pan out. Now, he has 2 first-round. Because here's the thing, Skip. Okay, you trade for Laramie Tunsil. You give up a first-rounder. But you don't sign him to a long-term extension. Did you see what Jack Conklin got from Cleveland?
I did.
He plays right tackle.
He does.
There's a premium on left tackles. So now you didn't get him under contract.
Yep.
I don't get what he's doing. Now it's reported that DeAndre Hopkins wanted more money because Skip, he see what's coming along. The deal that he signed is obsolete.
Okay.
He's making $13 million a year.
I think they'll redo it. I do.
Yeah, they seem more willing to redo it than the Houston Texans. Why, Skip? Guess what they got? They got Deshaun Watson coming on the pipeline. That's going to be $40 million. Bill O'Brien, now we saw you take on Duke Johnson. We saw you take on Carlos Hyde. Now you got David Johnson. Really? Running backs? Running back trade. I can see if you got, Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith, but you're taking on guys. And you let one of the preeminent receivers in all of football go for a second rounder, and Minnesota got a first rounder for Stephon Diggs. I don't understand what Bill O'Brien is doing, Skip.
I don't either.
D and Davis Show. We are back. More NFL free agency talk. One trade that really jumped out to a lot of people yesterday had to be
one of the worst trades of all time.
Houston sending DeAndre Hopkins to Arizona for Johnson, the running back, right?
And a second
David
round.
Johnson.
David Johnson and a second round pick.
Yeah, and a second round pick.
So I mean,
And they
actually,
sent the fourth.
Yes.
and he sent the fourth back, right? So Ryan has been asked me before we even started the show. Is like, man, listen, is Bill O'Brien one of the worst GMs of all time?
Can you make a case that
Can you
he's
make a
the
case?
worst?
The worst.
Real quick. They sat there. He held on to Davion Clowney too long and didn't leverage that pick and get enough for him.
And he didn't like him either, so he got him out of town.
Exactly. You sat there. He has an issue with DeAndre Hopkins. Again, I said this before. He hates Deshaun Watson. And he will do everything in his power to destroy the greatness that is Deshaun Watson. So you took.
Can he make him hate Deshaun, or can Deshaun hate them enough that he would forgive the Bears and come back?
That's what I was. Listen, I was thinking this I was thinking this yesterday. I was like,
When is he up for a new contract?
He's same with Mitch.
Same
He's
with
got
Mitch,
this
right?
year and next year.
this year, next year, dude. He is so on the market. After
Listen, he sent a tweet out. He said, "I'm hurting in so many ways right now." I think I said that though.
One other thing with that trade, Houston gets a 2021 fourth round pick.
So he sat there, and then because they've made bad decisions with him as the quasi general manager, they didn't draft the offensive line, and you had to give up all that to bring in Laramie Tunsil. And then they're going to have to make Laramie Tunsil one of the highest paid tackles. And all he did,
he doesn't even want to do that.
That's what
he doesn't want to pay him.
All he did was he was a turnstile, basically, right? So you sat there. So you do you not remember, like, Deshaun Watson basically started taking off when he said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna throw this ball to DeAndre Hopkins, right? And that's when it was like his rookie year. And you took DeAndre Hopkins away from, dude. You're not an offensive scheme guy. For you to be an offensive coach, you don't scheme for
You traded a third round pick last year for Duke Johnson,
dude.
Yeah,
for a running back.
Listen, love him, but Fuller's always hurt. Always hurt.
And he's your number one now.
Like, for real? No, clearly they're going to sit there. They drafted him.
They drafted him. They drafted him. But right now, he's your number one.
Right now, but they're drafting.
And imagine, like, it worked before because DeAndre, I'm bracketing you. So Will Fuller got the single or over the top.
Wait, they don't even have a first rounder because they gave it up for Laramie Tunsil.
They don't have it for next year either.
I think you're making a good case,
dude. It's not like
I think you made a good case, Ryan.
It's just one of those, like, he's letting his emotions get in the way of what you're doing with players. This is why you have a general manager to be like, you know what? I know you guys aren't getting along. Just make it work. And then when you have the coach that is the general manager, he's like, you know, I'm not gonna give you that money. You know damn well after Julio got that check, and this kid has no guaranteed money left, you are going to have to give him some more money. That's you should have just went to him and did the deal anyway, because you're going to have to sign Deshaun Watson in a year. So you might as well have gotten the receiver dollars down and just went to him and negotiated the deal.
Man, they about to back the Brent check up to Deshaun Watson next year. Probably, maybe they will have to try to keep him there.
Maybe this year.
They
may let him set the market.
Yeah,
they may let him, because that's the only way he's PO'd.
Yeah,
what you've done, dog. To see that trade, to know that you've had a guy that's arguably the best receiver. He is a top 3 receiver. Yes, he doesn't blow the top off, but he gets by him anyway.
He might be number one right now.
Yeah, it's not a bad argument. That's a good argument, right? And you gave him away for David Johnson. On top of that, not just David Johnson, a running back.
Who in Cliff Kingsbury's system did nothing.
Right.
Nothing. They went out and traded for Kenyon Drake.
And then put a tag on him because they like, we gonna keep you.
Right.
I think he deleted his tweet. I was trying to find
top of
one.
it too, David Johnson's contract is worth more than DeAndre Hopkins. They have the same amount of years, but his is more, and both teams are paying for their contracts.
But one is David Johnson's money is guaranteed.
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins has no guaranteed money.
So it must have came down to the simple point of they didn't want to re-sign him, and they figured that we can just find somebody in the draft.
They didn't get along.
Yeah, they didn't get along.
They didn't get along. That too.
They didn't want to resign, but they didn't get along.
And you figured, like,
usually
okay,
you
we
want to keep
sign
your franchise quarterback a little bit happy with the personnel.
Where was he bad at? Now we're in Chicago. We're not in Houston. So, but there seems to be no bad habits that infected the team. Yeah, you may not get along with this guy, but he shows up every Sunday.
Right.
And
he's keeping the main guy happy.
He balls out.
This is a tweet from Deshaun Watson. Man, this is crazy. Not sure how to thank someone who has done so much for you and your career. Not only someone who was a leader, but one of the best to ever do it. Even Even more, I appreciate your genuine friendship from day one. Wishing you everything you desire, fam, at DeAndre Hopkins.
Man, dude, I ain't letting DeAndre Hopkins go. Listen, DeAndre Hopkins is the modern day Chris Carter.
Yeah, I can see
like
that.
As far as I will catch everything. Just
put it up there. I go get it.
And I'm gonna even though I may not be a burner, I'm gonna get by this dude.
Yeah.
Like dude, that ages well. Actually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that ages, so you don't have to worry about. Yeah, if you have him for another, he has 3 years left on this deal, no guaranteed money. But he's gonna get a new deal from
absolutely.
He's gonna get a new deal,
especially after that Amari Cooper deal.
Yeah, he's gonna
5 year, 100 mil.
But
how much is guaranteed on that deal?
I'll double check.
Okay.
But clearly he's going to get a new deal. And 5 years of DeAndre Hopkins ain't bad because he wasn't burning people in the first place. He was just catching every damn thing.
Now think about this. The flip side of Arizona. Arizona is looking nice right now.
As long as they mini quarterback and get enough daylight to see what's going on.
He won Rookie of the Year, right? I mean, he got all his weapons out there in Arizona. Arizona might be something. I ain't saying they gonna win the NFC West,
but I mean the NFC
West. They gonna be something.
But the NFC West isn't world beaters, right?
No, you got Seattle. You got San Fran. Defending champions.
Jadeveon Clowney may not re-sign with Seattle.
Yeah.
So San Fran. I'm not scared of San Fran. I mean, they're good. By no means.
I agree with you.
Look, their defensive line ain't gonna be the same.
Right. I agree.
Now they got to go and draft the DT.
Mm-hmm.
But their defense, and also Armstead. That was the only good year Armstead had was last year. So what happened if he returns his former performance? They got a terrific defensive line coach that's just ginning everything up. But still, so I'm not scared of them like that. No, listen, I would like, for some reason, I kind of like when Arizona's good. Because like I said, been bad so long. Actually. Kind of like when Arizona's good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like when they went to the Super Bowl, like I love that it really.
I love Jake the Snake back in the day.
I did.
Jake Plummer?
Give me some Jake Plummer.
Yeah. I remember him going up against Dallas and Minnesota. They got spanked. But
comeback king, boy. Yeah, I'm with you. So definitely, it definitely will be interesting. But again, Bill O'Brien hates Deshaun Watson. Dude, you like, how are you going to sit there and let Jadeveon Clowney basically go for nothing, a 3rd round pick? And if you knew you were going to do that, why didn't you get rid of him the year before? Like, why are you waiting?
And they got rid of Carlos Hyde, who they traded a draft pick for.
He's an idiot.
It was a low draft pick, but still, that's 3 times you've traded for a running back.
You know the worst part of Houston? Their ownership.
Well, I was thinking, old man McNair dies, and now all this happens because I guess his son is really attached to Bill, really trusts him. Karma. Don't you call them inmates? Karma, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Here's something from off of Twitter, Jim Trotter NFL at Jim Trotter _NFL. Going back to a little free agency with Tom Brady. I've been saying for 2 days I believe the Chargers are the best fit for Brady, and I still believe that. But I'm told the Brady camp has led the Chargers to believe he is going to stay back east because of the family considerations. The Chargers made a serious run at Brady, but bearing a change of heart by the quarterback, the team believes it is out of the running for him.
Damn it! I need the Chargers to take that Brady.
I feel like.
So you saying it's
true?
Yeah.
How could that?
I think Tampa only? I think Tampa's the team. Because Tampa's basically ready. They have the defense. Their line is a good, average good. Like, think about how many times did you see Jameis getting knocked down? Like, Phillip Rivers was running for his old ass life. All right, that's just the truth.
He was,
you know, and you're asking Brady to come there, and you may not have it. And the Chargers still got a black head coach, right?
Yes, they do.
You know Brady ain't playing for him.
Oh, don't you do that, Ken.
I'm joking.
Don't you?
I'm joking.
Coach, can I wear my MAGA in here?
Broke his MAGA off to the left. But no, I think it's going to be Bruce Arians. Again, also, I think he wants a coach that's already known from coming from Belichick. Because I saw Riddick on ESPN talking about that when Peyton Manning went to Denver, he was like, hey, I want this guy. This is going to be how the offense runs. This is how we're going to do it. And he said that Tom Brady isn't that guy. And Tom Brady has been in a system that Belichick has controlled. And Brady doesn't realize how good he's had it with Belichick as far as how everything is going to go. So I think he will want to be with an established offensive mind. I think I would want to say that. And Brady's arm, even at an old age, Brady's arm is still strong enough to do the verticality that Bruce Arians is looking for from his quarterback. Yeah. And I mean, dude, it ain't that hard to throw to Mike Evans.
No, it's not.
That catch radius is ridiculous.
No, it's not. No, it's
All
not.
right.
For real.
All right. So how about the trade between the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills?
Well,
Stephon Diggs came out earlier yesterday and posted, change is good.
it's time for a new beginnings or
Yeah,
something
time for a
like
new
that.
beginning.
Yeah.
We saw, listen, as soon as they re-signed Kirk Cousins, Diggs was like, I'm done. So
You see that white receiver out there? He clearly favors him.
Facts. Tired of this. But so Diggs now is going to go with strong arm, not accurate Josh Allen. Go to have his own receivers room without Thielen in it, as Ryan was alluding to a second ago.
Boy, how many disgruntled stars has the Bills gotten over the years?
Facts.
Feels like they get one every year.
Every
LaShawn
year, right?
McCoy, Mario Williams.
Yeah. I mean,
What was it? Mount Cody or whatever. It's just like everybody.
yeah, Shady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about that.
But they're sitting there looking at what they finally got to the playoffs again after as long as Lord who knows a decade.
It was in the running for that game. It was playing against Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee, right?
and
Yeah.
then Josh Allen lost his effing mind.
No, that was against the Texans.
Texans. That was Texans. Yeah.
Josh Allen lost
Oh yeah. Neither one of the teams wanted to win.
Yeah,
Terrible
basically.
coaching.
his everlasting mind.
Let me just lose 30 yards on this sack.
Ooh, it was bad. It was bad business.
Would you like to punt, coach?
But now
I thought you
have
wanted to punt.
one of the best deep threats in football.
Take it off.
We're talking about
The details of the trade: the Bills are sending to Minnesota their first, fifth, and sixth this year, and a fourth next year. Minnesota gave one of their seventh rounders back in the deal, so they got an extra 2 picks this year for a grand total of 12.
Not doing it.
12. They had 12 picks this year.
2 first rounders, a second rounder, 2 third rounders, a fourth rounder, now a fifth rounder, now 2 6 rounders, and 3 7 rounders.
That could be what hurts the Bears in the future.
Yeah,
Big time.
Because Minnesota.
I mean, they
from
gave up
looks
a
of it,
lot
they
of talent. They
yeah.
gave up Everson Griffin,
Yeah.
Linval Joseph. There was one other person, obviously losing Stephon Diggs, and they lost somebody else.
They learned to play without Griffin last year.
Oh, Xavier Rhodes, the other corner.
Yeah.
Xavier Rhodes is getting burned.
I'm not saying that these are great, but these were established.
I think
players.
I just burned Xavier Rhodes walking into this house.
Hey,
like
you might
he's
be
getting
right.
burnt. He's getting burnt.
I was thinking about him for the Bears, just a cheap deal.
Rhodes.
Man, the old 2-3 years ago, he was looked at as being top 5.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
Man, dude,
Hey, look, that front seven should be able to give a lot of relief to those back four.
he was getting burnt. Like, I think he got some issues because his focus is.
Well, mentally, I think he's had some issues, and Zim was just like, "I'm done with this."
And then we saw him arguing on the sideline because he got tired of being exposed on national television. But I'm listen. I thought about that. But it's one of those things that when you kind of hope if they're with you, you can fix him. I think he's just broken.
He could be.
Yeah.
I just figured that's a guy that maybe you can get really cheap, and if you got real lucky, you get a great player out of it.
Maybe, but I mean,
I like the trade for Minnesota because Minnesota has seemed to be a team that can be able to go out there and find talent within the draft.
Receivers.
That's deep. That's a lot of
receiver
picks.
heavy.
Receiver heavy.
Look,
Yeah.
They got 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is sweet, but I don't like that guy to be my premium receiver. He reminds me of Mike Wallace with Pittsburgh, and then
I think he's better than Mike, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like he's not an attack the ball at the high point guy.
No, he's
and
not.
a little wishy-washy over the middle.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
so I don't want again now when you have him, Thielen, Randolph, and then the rookie tight end they brought in last year. Yeah, is in my receiver core. I like that guy, but to be my number 1 top paid guy, I'm like this with that guy.
It depends who I guess is on the other. The one thing I think
It depends on who's on the other
where
side.
he's just much better than Mike Wallace is route running. That would be the big difference. He's an actual receiver, but I'm with you. He's not the most dependable hands as he used to be. He's got a little prima donna in him,
He got a lot of prima donna in him.
and if he's not happy with Josh Allen, what is he going to ask for another trade?
Josh Allen's gonna be missing him.
Right. He's got an inaccurate quarterback, and he had a problem with Kirk Cousins, who was an inaccurate quarterback.
Yeah. So, dude, I don't even want to deal with that. I think the Bills. Not the Bills. I think the Vikings got over.
I mean, I like the trade.
He's not worth that. He's not first round. Let's be honest.
he's not.
He's not first round grade talent. As far as I'm
Especially
a trade.
when you got DeAndre Hopkins going for a second.
Dog, he's not first round. He's not first. Listen, they should have got. And again, it has to deal with where DeAndre Hopkins wants to go. They should have got DeAndre Hopkins. Also, they didn't have a running back to trade for him,
right?
But they should have got because, dude, DeAndre Hopkins is going to cover so much of Josh. It would have covered so much of Josh Allen's ish with his catch radius, and you know what I'm saying,
a huge target,
rather than having a guy that's just a vertical guy, basically.
Right. You get more of a pinpoint guy.
Yeah.
You don't get past you though.
How about America's team? How about them Cowboys? $100 million, 5 years for Amari Cooper. I'm still
I wanted the
searching
Bears to get
guaranteed.
But they didn't get him. You were taking before.
Actually, what I
Kevin
heard
White.
is he turned down significantly more money from Washington to go back to Dallas.
I would do it too.
I would too.
I would too.
I would
Probably,
too.
but
Yeah, I would too.
what I'm asking, first of all, he's now the highest paid receiver, which I think is a little bit of a problem. But the other thing is, how does this affect Dak in your mind?
It doesn't. They're going to have to sign Dak regardless. They can play these games if they want.
So they're going to just overpay for those three?
They got 70.
And redo the 90s?
They had $70 million opening up this free agent period. So the problem is, to be honest with you, I don't know. They didn't know this because the sample size you got was from what Dak did this year. The problem was they were still looking at this as being Ezekiel Elliott's team last season. And they should have, if they would have known what they had in Dak, they should have just went ahead and signed Dak.
Yeah,
that's the real problem. It's gonna haunt them.
I mean, I think Zeke is probably going to be a generational back. I think.
Maybe.
I think he's going to be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But the thing is, I don't think if Dak is a generational quarterback.
I'm not.
Dak is good for them right now. So I understand why you go ahead.
But that he's your guy.
But yeah,
you gave Tony Romo's because I'm not the biggest Tony Romo guy. Tony Romo was good, but people inflate his kind of good.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he played in Dallas.
Yeah, but he messed up a lot. Like there was a lot of times it was on him, and it's like people keep forgetting that part of the Tony Romo thing. What are you about to say?
Yeah. It is believed that $60 million is guaranteed of that 100.
Okay.
For Amari Cooper.
And they gave up a first round
second
pick.
highest annual average behind Julio Jones.
But you know my issue is
he's good for Dak though.
I don't think these teams, when they realize, for instance, like, all right, year 2 of Dak after season 2, he's taking over. Tony Romo got hurt. Remember, Dak played that preseason. People were like,
lit the world on fire.
That's where people were like, man, Dak. Then Dak got the job. All right.
I had hardened Cowboys fans telling me how he's much better than Tony Romo and he should be starting right away.
So then year 2, he still goes out, plays well. Dog, he's a 4th round pick. Take advantage of that. Go sign his ass.
Yeah.
Go then. Like, Dak, we want to give you some bread.
But see, that's the thing, too.
Yeah.
Supposedly in that draft, he wasn't even their first or second choice because at first they wanted Paxton Lynch and they didn't get him. Then they wanted Connor Cook and they couldn't get him. So they settled on Dak.
So you were blessed.
Right.
More news right here coming across. Drew Brees returning to the Saints. 2 years, $50 million.
Kind of expected, but still.
$50 million? We didn't speak that. I didn't think it was going to get that much, though.
Well, 25 a year.
25 a year?
Yes. It's actually less than what he was getting paid. Yeah. And they knew
what
that.
Was he getting last year per year?
He had to get close to getting 30.
Was he? Was he getting that much?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's right, actually.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he's Drew Brees. He's one of the top.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Man, he's not Tom Brady. He was getting his change.
Does that change anything with the Saints in your mind? Just still kind of the same lingering threat?
They'll find somebody to come in and be the backup. I don't think Hill is a natural.
Taysom Hill. They got the transition tag on him.
Even though, funny thing, Teddy was mentioned earlier this morning in his chance that he would return. And I saw that. I was like, this is BS.
No, it's bad.
But yeah,
That's
Taysom
BS.
Hill is, listen, they keep telling us he's the guy.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, Jason Witten, another Cowboy. He's heading out to the Black Hole. He's going to the Raiders for a 1-year deal. About $5 million, I think was the number.
Yeah,
something like that. 4.75 or $5 million, something like that.
I believe Drew Brees was getting $23 million last year.
23, so he went okay. All right, it's $2 million, but okay.
But he was $27 million the year before that.
Okay.
So it's probably about the same. He's probably getting 27 then 23
about the same.
or something.
Okay, all right. Listen, the NFL is going crazy right now. A lot of different signings. As we said before, Tom Brady still hasn't found a home just yet. A lot of moves going around just about everywhere.
How about Austin Hooper, highest paid tight end to the Brownies? You like that move?
Well, I do think that he was.
I don't either.
I think he was on the Bears short list.
I'm so happy the Bears didn't get him.
But damn, I don't think they would give him that much. I was so fearful.
I was like, man, I hope the Bears don't sign. Dude,
what was the numbers he used? I'm sorry.
He had $42 million total for 4 years. He's have an annual average of 10.5, total guaranteed 23.
He is super mid. Dude,
yeah,
he is so. When you got
Atlanta got rid of him and traded a second round
and then went got the guy for the Ravens.
Yeah,
dude, when you got Julio and Calvin Ridley and a running game, and y'all, this super mid dude who's not athletic, he's straight.
Yeah.
But I'm not making him the highest paid type. Man, please, listen, two things that made me happy with Hunter Henry being tagged. Cause that had Bears written all over it.
Yeah, it did.
Hunter Henry getting tagged.
And we lost another tight end to the IR.
Hunter Henry getting tagged. And I'm like, listen, Hunter Henry my dude, but you too hurt. I've had you on 2 teams at least in fantasy.
Jason Witten was 4.7.
4.7.
And Austin Hooper. And I was like, man, the Bears gonna mess around and try to get Austin Hooper.
I think he would have been a good fit because of the simple fact the Bears didn't have any
great fit.
It's
Not
just
for that money.
Just
Not for that
money.
Not
Not
for
for that money,
mo-
though.
and
But
not
shout
for
out to
that
him.
money.
Shout out to him.
Oh yeah, go take that to Cleveland.
Get that
Don't
money.
bring that
They
in.
needed a leader on
Bring me
offense.
Jimmy Graham. You know what? Bring me Jimmy Graham for that. Jimmy, come over here with your light ass. Like, please, like, dude, I didn't want any parts of that, man.
How about Case Keenum going there to back up?
So sweet.
Is it the
Keeps
fact
him
that-
out of the Bears' way. Ooh, that one I heard. That was like, yes.
Another one. Didn't want any part of it.
Yes, we
Didn't
can't
want no
get.
part of
We're not
Case
gonna get Case. We're not gonna get
Nick
Case
Foles
had Bears written all. I'm surprised
Ooh,
they didn't
so
sign
hard.
him right away.
So
I'm
hard.
surprised they didn't hit midnight.
So
Man,
hard.
Case Keenum-
outside his house with the boom.
What, like Jerry Angelo and Lovie Smith
I
to
love
Julius
with Julius
Peppers.
Peppers. Yeah,
Yeah.
with Julius
Yeah.
Peppers.
But that made sense. Case Keenum, no. Does that move show anything, any kind of signs of the way they feel about Baker Mayfield?
Well, this is a big year for him because he looked like total trash last year.
I think it shows you that he doesn't control the team. They gave Baker Mayfield a lot of control to be a rookie.
But see, they're giving him that same control. Like you look at a Hooper, he's no leader. He's just a quiet guy.
That's not the point I was trying to make. The point that they gave Freddie Kitchens that job because Baker Mayfield liked him.
Right.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't. That was a rookie.
Right.
You don't let the rookie decide a guy that's never had that job.
Did they just do it
first
again?
round, first overall pick, gonna do it, right?
Well, I mean, they got what Kevin Stefanski there as OC.
Yeah, Stefanski.
Yeah, so Stefanski's there. Look, the thing with
Was he
that.
even offensive coordinator for the Vikings?
That's about to say. Think about the Rudolph usage, Austin Hooper being there.
But what I'm saying is, was that the old Texans coach?
No, this
Or was
wasn't
it more so
this,
Stefanski.
remember when they got rid of Della Filippo?
Yeah, DeFilippo.
DeFilippo because he wasn't running a rock enough.
Right.
So Zimmerman
And they
Zimmerman tossed his ass.
And they brought in Stefanski, and then that offseason they brought in Kubiak. And then they kept Kubiak.
You know what? If Kubiak's out there, you got to bring in some.
But that's why I'm wondering, was it more so Kubiak and they just got another Freddie Kitchens in Cleveland?
Hope not for them.
I think it's better. But
look at the talent they have.
Hope not for them. I hope so. I love the content. Let's go, baby.
Cleveland is a
I can't wait for a few months from now when D is picking them to the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, remember that?
taking the Browns.
Listen, I'm an Njoku.
Taking the Browns for the Super Bowl.
I'm an Njoku dude, but brother, you ain't about to get paid now.
No.
not
Hey,
at
there's
all.
a Bears target for next year.
That's how I was talking about that too.
Yeah,
like,
thought about that too.
Njoku, like, dude, you were not. After they made him the highest paid tight end, this ain't gonna be Hernandez,
and Gronk
situation. Like, you're not getting paid, bro.
No, I feel you on that.
And both of y'all are basically pass catching tight ends. It's not like they got a Y guy. You know what I'm saying? They basically both you guys.
Yeah.
You know, even though I guess you could say
Hooper's
that Hooper could do a little
kinda,
bit, but Hooper, you still don't look at him as being a blocking
He's
tight
not
end.
great.
Yeah, so again.
He's solid, I guess,
yeah.
maybe. But he's just a whatever. My last question for you guys. So if you had to grade NFL free agency league-wide, is there a move that stands out that you like the most, or a move? Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is the worst move.
I'm gonna say DeAndre.
But is there
Hopkins.
another one?
It's the best move for Arizona.
Arizona. That's
But
the first thing that came to my
let's
mind.
take him out because that's so obviously good or bad. Anything else stand out to you? Good or bad? Because to me, one thing that just kind of stood out a little bit was the Marcus Mariota thing.
Going to
the Raiders. Because Derek Carr, he'd be a guy that I'd be looking at for the Bears.
Well, you got Byron Jones going to to Miami.
Yeah, highest paid corner now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got, speaking of the Browns, you got Jack Conklin going to play right tackle up there.
Oh, yeah, that's a big move. They needed that.
Baker was getting his ass beat.
Yeah.
He was.
And especially when you see Calais Campbell coming into the division.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Point.
Might be
Great
nice.
Point. Great point. You got the Bears getting Robert Quinn. You got the Corey Little inside linebacker situation. I would probably say it would have to be, if you're not going to give me.
Oh, I got a quick one for you guys. How about Detroit? Chase Daniel, Jamie Collins? Bill Belichick got Jamie Collins paid twice.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Got some love for
Curious to see what Detroit does next year. I am curious about that.
They're gonna blow the
I
whole
don't
damn
love their
thing up.
moves, to be honest.
They're gonna blow it like the problem with Detroit. They're waiting before they know what they have to do.
Right.
It's not gonna work.
When Tua's going to be sitting
Yeah,
right
it's not,
there.
it's
Right
not
there.
going to work. Like the problem, I'll tell you two things. It's twofold with Detroit. They should go ahead and release, and I don't mean as far as literally release, but I mean free Matthew Stafford by trading him. One, while you still can get something for
Hey,
him.
maybe they can now since Tom Brady's leaving New England.
Due to that back, it's always been mentioned that New England may be a place for him.
Yeah.
But you need to blow it up, but you have a GM and a coach who have to now get wins because ownership, as far as Firestone Ford, she's tired of that. So the real thing they need to do is tear that whole damn thing down, and do it with someone who's better than this former execs from the Patriots who hasn't done well.
You know what? I besides you said the top pick, the top thing that happened free agency. Like I said, I would go with probably Teddy Bridgewater going out to Carolina because it was flirted here. It came out hot that the Bears was talking to him, and all of a sudden it went cold.
That's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I want to see how it plays out too. I mean, very interested to see what. Also, too, simple fact that like Ken said before, we haven't seen Teddy Bridgewater play a full season in a very long time. The 5 games he played in New England looked great. I mean, that's down in New England system. New Orleans system. He looked very good right there. So we'll be able to see exactly what he does and see if they can kind of bring Carolina back to promise.
Who do you guys think New England's going to go for their quarterback now that Tom Brady's out?
I think they're probably going to go via trade. It wouldn't shock me if you started hearing rumors about
who do you think,
Matthew
though?
Stafford.
Let's assume they can get anybody because they got 1 million draft picks.
Jameis Winston.
Whoa.
I'm just messing with y'all.
He's 2 turnover prone.
No.
They may what's the backup name? Stidham?
Jarrett Stidham.
They may go. They may go with Stidham.
I feel like they're going to want a competition at least.
You know what? If I was with Belichick, what I would really
Belichick. You know what he's.
You know what I would really do? I'll take an L this year. I would
Trevor Lawrence.
Not even just get high draft quality. Because with a guy like that, he can actually, you're talking about the top of the first, the top of the second, top of the third, and as you just mentioned, always moving around through the draft. I would sit there and just for 1 year take an L because you can rebuild this. You've never had the ability to actually do that. Even though he's done fantastic stuff with the draft, as far as being able to have picks in future drafts and everything like that, I would take this L this season.
I think they're probably going to draft the quarterback. I mean, we saw Tom Brady go
Jalen Hurts, baby.
Go 199.
I think he's going to look for
he's going to look for a quarterback, and he's probably going to look for somebody who's going to be mobile because that's the way the league is going right now.
I think he's going to look for that.
And he's able to coach this. I ain't going to say he's able to coach anybody.
No, you can say that.
But yeah. Oh, real quick.
The super part is Brady leaving when he's old. It's like you should have done this 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Well, they tried to.
But I mean, just saying, dude.
Kraft like, no, I ain't letting my boy go.
Hey,
he tried.
I'm saying for Brady, because I think the point is they both want to show how great they are without each other.
And that's
it's an ego thing.
And that's my question. Somebody heard this on the radio, so I'm still in this question. Who's more responsible for the dynasty?
Are you nuts?
I'm gonna ask a question. Who's more responsible for the dynasty? Bill Belichick or Tom Brady?
I got one answer. Have you ever seen a quarterback, and you're going to read this answer wrong, go to 9 Super Bowls?
Nope. No.
All right.
Have you ever seen a head coach go to 9 Super Bowls?
No, my point is this. Brady's part of that. I think it's because I think Brady's benefited from Belichick more than Belichick's benefited from Brady.
That's what I was about to say.
If you got to tell me who I'm picking,
I'm
picking Belichick. And the only people that pick Brady are Brady stans. Like when I argue with somebody, they be like, Belichick's not the best coach. I'm like, so you a Brady stan. I already know when you say that, you're a Brady stan, and that's why you're saying it. Again, Brady's the greatest quarterback at this point. But if Brady is, I guess this is what I'm really trying to say. Remember we were talking about you were saying that Aaron Rodgers was going to retire. We were telling you that wasn't true.
I just said I don't think he'll play past 40. That was my thing.
But the thing is, now look at the fact that all these Phillip Rivers,
36,
Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady,
older,
and Drew Brees, old quarterbacks resign. But that's not even the point I'm trying to make. We've seen great quarterbacks our entire lifetime.
38.
That's what I thought. I thought he was 38. None of them going to 9 Super Bowls because they didn't have the coach with them that was like that.
Yeah.
who could sit there and still do whatever with that defense. Remember those years where they didn't have that defense, but he was still shifting parts, and it was the best example of bend don't break. Of you may be able to run and get big plays on us.
You don't score.
Yeah, that's what I said. When we get in this red zone,
that was the next three. That was the next three championships.
You're not doing nothing. So again, it's on Brady for being that great, but Belichick put him in the situations.
That's also too. We look at the NFL and coaching. You have to be a manager of all these not even too much egos, but all these men in the sense. So yes, you have your delegates, you have your position coach, stuff like that, but you have to oversee so much. It's not like
and he's doing the draft too.
Yeah, it's not like basketball when you have 3 stars.
And he's ahead of the curve every time.
He's ahead of the curve, and he's
except on the QB.
And the QB
stopped him.
Yeah, but the QB won him 6 championships though.
But listen,
with the 9 Super Bowls.
But he was planning on moving from him.
Oh, he was.
And the QB.
But to be fair, the owner made him.
Yeah,
I said because the QB went behind and was like, "You gonna let him do me like that?"
and they got another championship out of it. But I just think with the head coach in the NFL, man, they have their hands in so much because they have to. They can't depend. I know you hear a lot of people say like, "Oh man, listen, you got to have a star guy, and that's how you win." Yeah, but the NFL is a little different.
It's a coach's league.
It's a coach's league. It's a little different.
You know how long Belichick...
It's good to have that cherry on top this Tom Brady, but you got to be able to delegate or move all around these pieces like this. Only NFL...
And your coach GM.
Yeah. He's a coach GM. Only the NFL really has that sense of that kind of power when it comes to the coaching position.
You know how long he's been waiting to get a quarterback on a rookie deal? Let's think about that.
But Brady didn't take a lot of money a lot of years.
No, he didn't take a lot of money, but he was still getting paid.
Yeah,
I'm talking about rookie deal money. Where it's like,
here's a couple mil.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Shorty is on a rookie deal, and I can use all this money on different. Imagine him having a good quarterback on a rookie deal, and he'd be like, you know what? And this is what you never seen. I'm gonna go and get the best defensive lineman on the market.
Right.
Like he's never been doing that.
Let me trade up in the draft.
Yeah, because you still had to.
But that shows his genius to be able to go out and find guys to plug them in and keep on winning.
But now you
got money.
You still have to pay Brady. Yeah. Brady wasn't the highest paid quarterback. He was still getting paid. You know what I'm saying? But dude, it's not even a question. Out of those two, listen, the real answer is who did Robert Kraft keep?
Yeah, who did he eventually side
Who
with?
did he keep?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Even in his heart and how much he loves Tom Brady, he knew Father Time.
Have a choice,
he knew Father Time is
undefeated.
Thank you, undefeated. And
he didn't have a choice though. He really didn't have a choice.
I don't know.
He didn't have a choice.
I mean, I'm with you, but sometimes it seems like Robert Kraft was getting hot sometimes.
Oh lordy.
Because Bill Belichick, like when he was talking, remember he was talking about getting rid of Bill Belichick because of Spygate, and he was like, "You're an idiot." He's like, "You didn't." He was like, "Did you really need to do this?" And Belichick was like, "No." He was like, "You're an idiot." And he was like, "Dude, I know you the owner, man. Have some more respect for that man." Because you be sitting out here.
You got pop with him.
You be sitting out here with what's his name up in Pete Carroll as your head coach. Slow your roll down, player. Slow your roll down. You got the greatest coach. No, I'll put it like this. My last part. Almost saying that Bill Belichick is the greatest coach is a backhand compliment. Yeah, because he does more than coaching as far as what he does as an executive with that organization.
Ain't nobody's gonna fight you on that one. All right. Hey, thank you so much for listening to us talk about these sports. Although this is a very lean sport time, but hey, we're going to give you something. All right. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Facebook.com/D and Davis Show. Simply search for... Wow, I did not expect to see it on my TV screen. Simply search for the D and Davis Show and D and Davis Flip on all podcast platforms. You can definitely find us there. Subscribe and rate and comment the podcast. All right, I'm on Twitter and IG at Demons1. Ken's on Twitter and IG at That's Davis. Ryan Bucavessi's on Twitter at Ryan B Ski and on IG Ryan B Ski 1.
Hey, stay safe. Stay away from old people. Stay away from sick people.
And check out our
Not in a bad way.
podcast.
Stay from old people just because of their health.
Yeah, but just be responsible in this situation and don't think about yourself. Look out for the people that could actually die or really be hurt from the coronavirus. Be mindful of that. Don't be a jerk. Don't think about yourself 24/7. The world is bigger than you. Don't do anything stupid before you hear from us again.
Don't touch your face. Wash your hands and keep your hands to yourself.